What is up, people? Welcome. We are back with another episode of Law and Order. We will begin shortly. Thank you for your cooperation.
Dun-dun.
I didn't ask for any help, Eli.
Inevitable.
It's Nzo and the crew, they'll be back in the mix. Daredevil born and dead, talking deep with the flicks. Round table session, breaking count with precision. Murdoch's back in action, got the tunnel vision. Yo, red suit on, but he ain't no saint. Throwing hands in the dark, no need for restraint. Wilson scheming, got his eyes on the block. Lance on the rooftops, hear the heartbeat knock. Yo, Otto calling shots, theories going insane. Who's the real villain, who's playing the game? Foggy and Karen, will they stay in the ride? Or will they get lost in the devil's dark side? Blind justice, fists like thunder. Hell's Kitchen rise, watch the city go under. Born again, yeah, we breaking it down. Kingpin lurking, who's taking the crown? Round table deep dive, theories unfold. Nzo with the squad, got that take on gold. Netflix stays calm, but the legend remains. Born again heat, yeah, remember the name.
What is up? What is going on? That is correct. Remember the name. Bigger Ford Entertainment is in the house. And we got the usual suspects as well. And we are here again with another episode of Law and Order. So let's get into it.
No, don't put no shade on episode 6. I told you guys it was gonna have it. Episode 6 was gonna happen.
You called it last week. Flashback, Muse, like what the hell?
It's exactly. I was like, really? The exact thing I said?
Yeah, flashback. Then we're gonna have Muse. Like, okay, psychotic. I mean, psychic. Yeah, he is.
Well, you know what they say, right? The sun shines on a dog's ass once in a while. A broken clock is at least twice
twice a day.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. Mr. Knight, since Danny's away, tell the people where they can find you, sir.
Real Review 3000 Chaos Central here on Big Four Entertainment and over on the Road to Wisdom. You can find me on Tuesdays or Wednesdays doing my Unmasked with the Mass Singer. And yeah, so that's what I've been.
Yes, Brian the Grizzly. Tell the people where they can find you, sir.
And we on live Mondays and Thursdays from 9:30. We're doing our special episode breakdowns on Saturday, and pretty much any other day that Nzo's on, probably not too far behind.
Yes. Elihu, tell the people where they can find you, sir.
You can find me, sir. Who the hell are you talking to? Oh, you're talking to me, man. Sheesh.
Sorry. Elihu, tell the people where they can find you, miss.
Sir. Finish it. I'm on X, Threads, Instagram, Blue Sky, all that other stuff. Various YouTube channels. That's it.
And Warren, where can they find you?
With God and on here.
This is going to be a long motherfucking show. Already, I can tell it's going to be a long show. Oh, my Lord. What is up, Dandelion? Thank you for popping in. Much appreciated. We are here to talk about Daredevil. Brian said not to crap on episode 6, so I won't. I'll just crap on episode 5 because episode 5 was filler. It was there. It was really not much going on there. But Mr. Graham is back. Danny, tell the people where they can find you, sir.
Of course, you can find me on my channels on Mondays and Fridays, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, The Road to Wisdom. I'm dropping one later on tonight. You can find me Wednesdays on the Hangout. And Sunday, I just got off the show with Storms Live, Robert Storm DJ, Gascar, at 7 p.m. every Sunday.
What's up, Bosso? Dandelion said, how many episodes more? 3 more. Thank you, Jesus. 3 more episodes, and then we will be done with this series until next year. but we are here to talk about it. So, Danny, episode 5, your overall thoughts.
I liked it. To me, it has shades. It reminded me of two different movies. It reminded me a little bit of The Inside Guy and a little bit of The Italian Job.
You mean Inside Man?
Yeah, Inside Man and The Italian Job. I liked it. It set up a little bit of what was going on with episode 6. I didn't hate it. I didn't think it was a filler. I like the way he used his power, so to speak. And I was interested. I was engaged. Didn't hate it. Not in love with it, but I did not hate it.
All right, cool. I like the Superman shirt, man. That's Kingdom Come Superman's emblem, man.
Yep.
Very nice, very nice. Chris Knight, overall thoughts, episode 5.
Much what Danny said. I got more of a heat vibe, kind of, but I get where you're coming from, kind of that heist side of it. I won't say filler, but obviously it's more of trying to connect it to the whole universe, which is something they're really doing a lot of. They're trying to use this to bring in the Netflix people, and then have some of the Marvel people, the MCU stuff in there. So that's, I think, I don't know. We might get more of what's going on from this episode being attached to something else, maybe. But it felt right now more primarily trying to attach it to the MCU with Kamala Khan's dad there. So yeah, but no, I liked it. I mean, I was engaged. So, all
right, Brian, episode 5 overall.
It was okay. It was more world building, a character development. It's the type of episode you get when you had in the 90s and the aughts, when you had 22 episodes in the season, and you'll get one of those episodes that really didn't do anything to push the story along, but it was just there, and we were fine with it because it gave you more detail about the character and pushed the character more to where we needed to be. But the reason I want to call it filler, but it's not necessarily filler, but I feel like it might be because if you totally deleted that episode, went from 4 to 6, did anything matter? Did anything change? Did you not know anything?
Yes.
I feel like if you totally delete what?
Basically, Matt came to himself like, oh, yeah, this is who I really am. I'm not just a lawyer on Daredevil.
Did he also learn that in 4?
No. he actually embraced it in 5. This is what it was. He embraced it.
He finally embraced the same thing that he learned in 4 when he was saying that
he knew who he was. He knew who he was, but he was blocking himself from accepting who he really was. This one, he accepted who he was. Like, okay, I'm Daredevil.
So he
accepted it finally.
In 4 and then fully did it in 5, and it was so important that's why we only got 33 minutes of it.
Not to mention the fact that I think we've seen him embrace being Daredevil in season 2, right? So they're just rehashing the same old crap again. But anyways, go on, Brian.
It was fine. They do it well. They do it well. There's nothing that I did not like about it. It really is almost filler. Like if someone told me that's totally filler, I'd be like, yeah, I understand.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not gonna tell you that I hated it. I just thought that it just is unnecessary, but it was for the character of of the Daredevil character of Matt Murdock becoming Daredevil.
I don't know about that per se. I was just gonna say every bit of this is him trying not to be Daredevil again. And every situation he's brought into is him having to use bits and pieces of what made him Daredevil until he finally in 6, realizes, okay, well, as he says, F it. I think it's very important that we keep seeing this where he's trying not to be. And 6 is, and I'll talk about it when we get to 6. 6 is exactly what every episode's leading up to. And I'll explain that when we get to that. But I don't think this is filler also.
Oh, Eli, your thoughts?
This was not a filler episode because a filler episode does not advance the story or character development. This one actually did. It did, like we talked about in the past. They both mirror each other. We had character development, more of a Fisk becoming more of a bad guy, turning back to the bad guy, and more Murdoch becoming more of the Daredevil guy that we want and we love. It advanced his personality. I actually enjoyed this episode.
All right, Warren. Come on, Warren. Voice of reason, brother.
No,
this
no,
Episode
no,
five.
no.
this
Overall.
episode should not have been a single episode. I honestly believe that this should have just been episode part of episode 4. This in episode 4 should have been. That's my honest opinion. Like it should have been one whole episode. This is not. That was nonsense to me. Not nonsense as it's a bad episode. Nonsense that we had a half an hour for a single episode. That's what I mean. Like this should have been a part of episode 4, and it would have made episode 4 make so much more sense. But I'll go in my pros and cons. But that's the overall. This should have been a part of episode 4, hands down. This should not have been a single. You can breathe, you can huff and puff, but this is so true, and I'll break it down for you.
Hey,
Well,
Fletch,
no,
what's...
see,
Hold
here's
on.
the facts.
Hey, Fletch, what's up, man? How you doing? Thank you for popping in. Much appreciated. I just wanted you to know that I
He
caught up.
caught up already. It's crazy.
I caught up. I am right there. I just finished episode 8 of season 3 today. So yeah, you guys definitely on point, and I got some theories on that. But go ahead, Chris.
I was just gonna say that. Remember, you guys are hoping on. You are praying for the hopes and dreams and
Yeah.
crazy talk of Warren. Just gonna say that's what you're hoping to prove your point.
Well,
You've already
because-
lost. You've
Well,
already
hold on.
lost.
Chris, it's not crazy talk because if you like Brian said, if you
Is your
put
mouth
it-
open right now?
yes, because you're gonna hear some knowledge
That's
and
because it's crazy talk.
you're gonna actually for the once in your life acquire brain cells. So take the knowledge that you're about to breathe, that you're about to
I
absorb
don't
right
know
now.
about that. 'Cause I'm gonna tell you right now.
So
I have,
pay
I have brain
attention,
cells.
adult.
I
An adult.
know that it's crazy talk.
Pay attention. Adult is talking right now. Okay.
No. You don't understand. You don't understand.
If you want,
This is the thing. Every time there's a crazy, what the fuck moment, your name's attached to it.
it's not.
Tonight's another one.
Wait.
Tonight's another one of those episodes.
Wait. Hold on.
Chris, I'm not trying to be a
Oh, wait.
contrarian right now.
1 second, Warren. Just keep your thought. Chris, you took that cake, that what the fuck cake, when you made that prediction in Paradise. That's when you took the cake. When you
And
said,
I admitted it. And I even said what it was attached to. I said it's a Warren theory. It's an LEG movie. Look, it's all of that. I agree with that. And I'm not doubting anyone that I totally owned up to it. But that's what you guys are hoping your dreams on.
Where is my
Okay.
popcorn tonight, boy?
All I can say is, look, Chris, I
Anyways.
told you what was going to happen in 5 and 6, and it happened exactly. So, like, this is not on hopes and dreams or anything like that, because I know what it is. The problem is, 5-5, you can literally, if Warren is actually right, you could have
All
split
right,
a
brother,
lot of
see you
stuff up
then.
in the middle of it and not got rid of the episode.
Look,
The episode
Could have
wasn't
one
that
whole episode.
necessary.
You could have.
Can you believe what you just said? You just said Warren was right. What is wrong with you?
I'm saying episode 5 is
I'll
unnecessary.
explain why I don't think this is filler. So we'll talk about it. So let's go.
I didn't say it was filler. I was just saying that this episode should have been a part. 4 should have been one big episode combined with this. Why are you
I
doing
can
a
agree
half?
with that.
That doesn't make sense, Chris. I'm sorry, I cannot agree with that. Like, because if you
Mhm.
had this together right after that scene with Fist beating up Adam, and then you go into this, it would have made 4 make so much more sense. But then you
Well,
say,
He's right, so you should let him
I
finish.
don't doubt
Look,
I don't doubt that part of it, but I'm fine with it being a single episode because there's reasons for it too. So it can be either or, I think. So, but let's just move on. We'll discuss. it when we get to the other stuff.
Well, that's my
Plus,
overall.
yeah.
That is my overall.
My overall is the same thing as most everybody. Episode was decent. It was good, right? But I do agree it was filler because it didn't move the story along. Okay, so character development is character development. You're going to get that whether the episode has action pack or it's talking or whatever. You're going to get to character development. So that doesn't necessarily make it a filler episode. What makes it a filler episode is that it did nothing to move the story along. Absolutely nothing. Right? I get why they did it, right? We wanted to see him getting back into the Daredevil stuff. It clicked for him. Boom. Right? Towards the end of this episode, he was fully Daredevil, right? So it took this moment for him to get into Daredevil. But when we talk about story in general, it really didn't move nothing along. That's why I say it's filler. But it was a decent episode. Go ahead, Danny. You can say something? Yeah, go ahead.
What does make it filler? I agree with everything you said to one point. What really made the important thing is that it connected the universe, because we saw how it connected Kamala into that. So I think it was very important. All the other stuff I could kind of see. I'm kind of on the fence with filler, not filler. But one thing that makes me lean toward it not being filler is that it really did something. It really tied that together. And I don't know whether or not it's going to expand on that anymore. But I did not see that coming at all. Did not see it coming at all. So the fact that it tied that particular universe to what we already saw, I thought was very important.
So I get you. I hear what you're saying 100%. And we did get ties into the MCU, but it's not the first tie. They talked about Spider-Man, right? They talked about certain things in the episode already. So we already knew that it was connected. So,
but it's doing kind of like the Loki thing. You know how Loki sitting there in the chair tying all the universe together? I got that. Okay, we tied Spider-Man together, and now we tying Kamala, now we tying this. So I see where it's kind of like the Loki street level. That's what to me what makes it important.
No, I feel
I can see both sides.
You might be right, but without any more context and without any more information, we don't know. As of right now, what it looks like, the story really didn't matter that much to the overall Daredevil part. So, like, if what Warren said, if this would have happened in episode 4, and then we could show this in or the Daredevil part in episode 4, and the fifth part of episode 6. And split it up, it still would have been the same effect. This episode 5 really wasn't necessary. It was if you have it that short, why even do it?
I hate to agree with Warren. I will agree. No. Before you laugh and cackle like a hen, I will agree that this could have been together, but I don't think it would have made no much more sense. It could have made the episode longer, but making it make more sense by combining it, I don't see that part of it. Could it make the episode better, but not make more sense? I don't get that.
I don't think he means make more sense in the general story. Just makes more sense to put them together instead of having a separate episode. Like I think that's what he meant.
I think Marvel even agrees with that. That's why they gave you 5 and 6. Even they look back, they're like, we probably shouldn't have done this.
No, I 100%. I think that when they seen it, they're probably like, you know what, we're gonna have to drop these 2 episodes together because the next 3 are all single, right? First 2 dropped. I can understand that you dropped the first
7,
2,
8, 9.
right? But then when you do it like this, it seems to me like they needed to make sure that people understood that the next episode was going to be Daredevil and action-packed, so they had to drop it at the same time instead of having people wait for it. I guess, that's just my theory. But we'll get into our positives. Danny, what do you like about this episode?
Like I said, I wasn't in love head over heels with it. I didn't hate it. Like I said, one of the things I really liked about it is it tied in Kamala Khan and the dad. I like the relationship between dad and Murdoch. And for whatever reason, I guess these superheroes are poor as you know what, because they can't get bank loans just like the rest of us. This is the second person that can't get a bank loan. And I'm like, did I know? And now he knows for a fact that he's Daredevil. The dad should know. It's still not. So I don't know. But like I said, I didn't hate it. Trying to think. Positives. Like I said, didn't hate it. Not in love with it. I'm leaving more to the most important thing is like what I said earlier. That it tied the connective tissue that we always talk about, that it tied certain different movies together. I like the way they do that. Oh, they continue to do that. So it kind of makes sense where Marvel has kind of dropped the ball on some of these movies that just end and we don't get any kind of payoff. At least we get little small payoffs, not big monumental payoffs, but at least this makes sense. This tied into this tied into that. And they leaving room for them to make cameo appearances or tie or feature projects where you can possibly see team ups, that kind of stuff. So I like the way they're going with that direction of it.
It's bad when Danny can barely think of any positives to say for it, right? Danny usually comes on here and he's like, "Yo, I like this, I like this, I like this."
Oh, 6 is. I'm ready. I'm ready for 6.
Yeah, I know you're ready for 6. Chris Knight, positives. I go back to the fact that this whole, and I understand this has already been explored. I'm not going to argue that. Disney, how many times does Batman relive the fact that his parents have been killed? It is a continuation theme for most superhero movies or TV shows. We're always going to see the same thing over and over again. That's because each group, each person that works on these things is looking for a way to make it their own. So I don't know what you want. They're going to do it. They're going to do it that way. The thing is called Born Again. This is about how did he become it again, which is basically the idea. He tries to leave it, and everything is pushing him back. Everything. People are asking him to help. He says, let the cops do it. They're telling him the cops aren't going to do it. All of this stuff is leading towards it. Well, we're going to get a little more to this in 6. On the other side, everything is leading Fisk back to where he was. This is about 2 people who are trying everything they can to save face, and yet they keep getting put in situations. Matt hears the whole thing go on. He's like, I'm going to go help or control the situation, but I'm going to try not to do what things that I would do. I almost thought at that moment that he might actually go and just put on the hood like he ended up doing at the end of it. This is about the immovable force.
Your mic went out, Chris, I think.
You have to be the wall.
Okay.
And I think that's what this whole...
Your mic is cutting out, Chris.
Yeah, your mic's cutting out a little bit. Daniel, I said, to be honest,
strong part of that.
Can you hear us, Chris?
I don't think he can hear us.
Yeah.
Chris, can you hear us?
It serves just fine on its own. So because of that,
no, he can't.
I like the way that,
no.
I like
Chris,
can you
hear us?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, because your mic's chipping in and out. That's why.
Sorry, I'm in my house. I'm downstairs real quick.
Yeah, no problem.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you good now.
All right. Well, all I'm saying is this is every bit needed, because it just shows more to the point him trying to be Daredevil without being Daredevil. And that's what this show's about. He eventually in 6 realizes, F it, I can't not be something I am. And every little thing in every episode is important. So, I mean, yeah, sure. Can you shove it all together in one episode? Sure, you could. But it's another situation. And then you add in the fact that it ties in the Miss Marvel stuff, or the Marvels, and it ties in Kamala Khan's family, which, there's a hint that we might see her, or at least the family. We're not sure yet. Everything in this is perfectly fine. There's nothing that doesn't. I like the way he helps him stall. I like the way that he does the very least he can do to control the situation, to try to figure out what's going on. I think even the sleight of hand thing, to buy the time. This is him trying not to be Daredevil in every way, because if he was Daredevil and he showed up after he had left, it wouldn't have taken as long. He would have just gone after him. He's still trying not to be Daredevil, when Daredevil obviously is the easiest way to do this.
Facts, Dandelion. I agree.
What did she say? I didn't see it.
No, it was just something about Eli. She said, I get that, but it seems he would have been more motivated to go after criminals after Foggy died.
Dandelion,
yeah,
sorry, I wanted to answer that. I want to answer the question real fast. Dandelion, if you remember in the original Netflix series, season 1, when Matt was Daredevil, he did whatever he wanted. Boom, boom. I'm after you. I'm after you. When Foggy found out who Daredevil was, that Charlie was Daredevil, he became his moral compass. Like, I know you can, but should you? That's when Matt was like, "Oh yeah, thank you, my best friend, my brother, my moral compass, my guiding light. Thank you." It was an equal balance, and he lost it when Foggy died.
Actually, it wasn't an equal balance because Foggy kept don't do me that, and he still was Daredevil. Like he didn't listen to Foggy.
He
He still
kept
did
on
what he
putting
had to do.
he kept on putting him in check. He was his bro. He was his boy. He met him in college, man. It was
But Foggy wanted him to
I'll be
leave
right
it,
back.
right?
Yeah. Go ahead.
And Foggy was the one that made him wanted him to leave it, right?
Mhm.
Okay. And now his new investigator guy in 6, again, where I'm kind of trying to stay away
Cherry.
from talking about 6, but he wants him to leave it alone. This is everything trying to not be it. And he's trying to do this, and it's all for Foggy. Every time he thinks about it, he constantly thinks about it. When Punisher tries to tell him, "Oh, it's all about him. Say his name. Do all this." It's the truth, and that's the thing. Every bit of this is connective tissue to him ending up having to get
Not a gremlin.
everything. Everything is
Crap.
where we are at 6.
Wait, hold on. Warren, turn your
That was
camera on
scary.
again. Sorry,
That was
Chris. Sorry,
scary.
Chris.
Not a
Wait, look at the way the helmet is, and doesn't it tell me it makes his ears look like the gremlin ears?
Yeah,
What are
it
we
does.
talking
On his
about?
Oh
right
my
ear.
gosh.
His
Oh
right
my
ear,
God.
man.
I'm sorry, Chris. Go ahead. Any
You're
more
fine. No, you're
positives?
no, all I'm saying is every bit of this is connective tissue to show what this whole show's about. So I'm completely. I think the whole thing is well worth it. I think it's fun. I think it was it was interesting how we know these things about him, but he's telling people, hey, this is who I am, and he saves a guy's life by saying, hey, oh, you're a blind orphan. I mean, just every bit of it I thought was very well done. And I'm with Danny. I'm not saying this couldn't have been attached to 4, but it didn't need to be. I do think that I do believe you guys are right though on the fact that Marvel said that this is a short episode. We need to put it out. And I wondered why they did it, but I mean, I obviously think they wanted to get it to the point where we see him again. But I don't think they had to do it. I would have been fine with just this episode.
I got you, Brian. Positives.
I thought it was a fine episode. I will tell you this: if they release just this episode, I will be heating the shit out of it. I will be destroying this episode if they gave me this 27-minute episode and said this is good. Don't give me half a pork chop and say you went to a Sunday dinner. Don't tell me that was good. No, man, you don't invite me to a barbecue and not have any burgers. Like you get half of the hot dog. That's what you gave me, half a hot dog. It's okay when you got half a hot dog and then you got some burgers on the side for the next episode. But Marvel knew that. So that's why I gave it a pass overall, but I'm not going to tell you that it was a great episode. I'm not going to tell you that it really moved the story along, because if exactly the same thing you guys were saying, it happened in episode 4, the exact same thing. Man, he thought about being Daredevil and then he could have been doing this, and they pushed him and tell him, hey, get over this whole thing. The same thing you guys are saying happened in episode 4, but that doesn't eliminate this being a fun episode for what it is. I think it's just fun for fun, and if this was an 18 episode show or season, we'll all be saying it was great. Everything will be great. So I mean, I think what my positive is, it's still fun. It didn't ruin anything. Nothing that they're doing is ruining the character or ruining my time. It's all worth it. And Marvel looks at it and they're paying attention to what's going on. And as Danny said, they're trying to connect things, and then maybe we can have Daredevil come out in the movie because of the connective tissue that they're laying down. So all that's fine. I think what they're doing with Fisk and everything is just fine. This was a fine episode. Not great, nothing to write home about, but good.
I agree. Eli, positives.
It wasn't the greatest episode, but I did enjoy it. Most of what I was going to say has already been said. I did like the fact how Matt just analyzed every situation when he walked in. Imagine if Clark Kent and Jimmy Olsen was in the bank and was getting robbed. You think Clark Kent's going to reveal himself as Superman? No, he's going to do every single little thing to do to help the situation in it flow as it goes. That's what Matt did. He listened. He heard about the couple. It's like, no, let them go. I'll stay. He tried to do his best to do what he can to help in the situation without revealing who he was. Yusef didn't know that he was Daredevil. He's like trying to buy time and fiddle with the knobs. He didn't know he was breaking the safe. He didn't know about that. You saw that expression on his face when he opened the door. He's like, "Whoa! Like how'd you do that? I'm a really good lawyer." That little trope there. Like he didn't know that. I mean, he was just trying to do what he can to help out. I I I really especially enjoyed the part about the candy part. That little blind, the little hand with the candy. Thank you for the writer, whoever did that part. I'm like, thank you. I love that little touch. If you're not aware, that's something that if you're presenting something in front of a blind person, the candy, what Yusuf did, and tell somebody, oh, there's a bowl of candy here. Here it is, right here in front of you. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
That was just great writing. I'm sorry, I love that part. That was one of the best parts. Um, the way that Fisk, oh my gosh, you can tell he's really seeking into it. He's turning back into. He's being born again into the Kingpin.
Episode 6.
Sorry, six. Sorry. No, I'm
Yeah,
skipping
yeah,
ahead.
we're
Sorry.
still doing fine.
Yep.
Yeah, we're
Once
Sorry,
again,
I'm skipping ahead.
5 was okay, but 6 is the one we're all talking here to talk about.
Yeah, okay,
yeah,
okay.
absolutely, absolutely. Warren, you're positive.
Don't do weed.
So it's my turn.
Yeah, positive.
The positives are, most of you guys mentioned it. I guess the only real positive I saw was that we still didn't know who told that guy to do the bank, so that adds more mystery to it. Like that is the I was thinking about, like, who is the person that wanted this bank heist done and all this stuff. We saw Matt, you guys hit all the points. I have way more negatives than I have positives. I'm sorry. Like, it's not a bad episode. It's not a bad episode. I'm not saying that, but my cons will make sense once we go to that. But that's all I got for you. So
I got you. So for me, episode was decent. Positives were I like the way they showed how Daredevil took down the bank guys. It was really good. Even when he opened up the safe and all of that stuff. That was some good stuff. Really good stuff. But again, like I said, it doesn't really. We'll get into the negative, so I won't say that part yet. But seeing Kamala Khan's father in there, and then he pulls out the bobblehead. I thought that was pretty funny.
That was
not
cool.
the bobblehead, the Funko Pop.
The
Sorry.
Funko Pop.
Yeah, the Funko Pop. So I thought that was pretty cool. And like you said, the candy thing. But I knew he was gonna put the diamond in the candy. Like that was obvious. So they foreshadowed it with the candy stuff. So that was interesting. But I'm with you guys. Like the positives of this episode it was a good Inside Man episode, right? First we were getting Law and Order. Now we're getting Inside Man. And episode 6, we finally got Daredevil. So it took a while, but we got there. We'll get into the negatives, though, because that's all I really have for positives. Warren, we will start with you on the other end. Let's hear your negatives now. Guys,
okay. So negatives. First off, you guys are going to hate this take, but I don't think you should have even mentioned Kamala Khan. I think you should have used a different character within the current Daredevil universe. Like have Jessica Jones walk in or talk about somebody else. Like Kamala Khan has nothing to do with like Hell's Kitchen, Harlem, that sort of. She's a super powered character. I get it. You want to have the connect of the characters and introducing them, and that's fine. But I don't think you introduced her in like a Daredevil show. Like they should have mentioned like, I don't know, somebody else that's more on the like, I don't know, Jessica Jones. Even if you don't like Iron Fist, mention Iron Fist. That's something I thought. Another con. They could have. This was a perfect episode, even though it was small, to have Vanessa Fisk. More about Vanessa Fisk, right? We want to know about these characters, and she's clearly important. And you could have used this for like maybe a little bit more of Bullseye or a little bit more of Vanessa Fisk. This was perfect because we had no Fisk in this episode. This was purely Matt. So you could have used this for Vanessa Fisk. That's another thing. And then finally, I thought that this was a little bit forced because he's been juggling. Remember when Spider-Man said in Infinity War, you can't have a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man if there's no Spider-Man, right? If there's no neighborhood. Well, you can't have the devil of Hell's Kitchen if there's no devil, like nothing to protect. If you can't protect these people, but he knows what he has to do, and he's just dragging it along, and that's kind of like, what, bro? You know what to do, just do it. Why are you holding back? like you're holding back, and you see things are getting worse. So those are my things. I think this was a short episode, but you could have done things like, we still don't know why the hit was done on what you call it, on Foggy. 30-minute episode, you could have done 10 minutes of figuring, like, getting a little bit. Why are you waiting so long? Like, what? Like, you have this character Bullseye, and we haven't seen him. I'm sorry, it's a missed opportunity. So that's all I gotta say.
Well, isn't Bullseye in jail?
He's in jail. That's what I was gonna say. He's
he's in jail. He's in jail, and we have Vanessa. And this, like you said, Brian, and everybody here, this is a short episode, but this could have been a perfect episode to go on a character that we're like. This would have been perfect for Vanessa. Perfect episode.
See, here's my thing that I will say about that. And Chris, I know you wanted to say something, so I'll let you get to that real quick to one of Warren's point. But here's what I'll say to this. They could have found a better way to bring him back into Daredevil, right? Something that at least moved the story along, right? Maybe he's looking for the Punisher cops, you know what I mean? Or something like that. Like they could, just the bank heist seemed like, oh, okay, we got a bank heist and he's turned into Daredevil. I think they could have done it in a better way that progressed the story along as well. So I don't know. That's just my thought on it. But Chris, you were gonna say something to Warren said real quick. Okay, I guess not. Eli, negatives.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I don't necessarily disagree with Jessica Jones or somebody else from this universe. It's fine, but it is New York, and Kamala Khan has that tie. It's not like it doesn't work. I get what you're talking about. So far, they've introduced several people in the Daredevil universe, and they might as well have continued it. I think, though, again, this is the idea of they want to do that along with tying him back into the whole MCU thing. And this, I think we also talked about that they've handled it weirdly in several other times, such as with the mystical amulet and stuff like that. It's like at times they want to be full on Marvel, at times they don't want to be Marvel. They want to try to be more real and stuff like that. So I get where you're coming from. I mean, I don't disagree with that side of it, but I don't know if it's not even really the point that it had to be Kamala Khan's dad. I just think they did it. They're like, hey, we're going to have a bank manager. Isn't Kamala's dad a bank manager? Let's just do this. It's like, they just they jumped in on the opportunity. The opportunity was there. They took it.
All right.
Yeah, I was
Eli,
gonna say
negative.
in the comics, I was going to continue with that. In the comics, Yusef was originally a bank manager, so yeah, that does make sense for him to go there because he needed to get a loan from the bank. So it does make sense for Yusef to show up. My negative is for all the haters who want to complain about Yusef showing off the Funko Pop to a blind man. F you, that's daddy pride, okay? That's dad pride. Come on.
I don't know.
I saw those negative comments and I'm like, oh, come on, that's dad pride. He knows the blind man, but this is dad pride. Come on. So I had to get that off my chest. I can't believe I'm saying this out of all the negativity. I'm saying you guys are agreeing with Warren. I agree with Warren. It should have been more Vanessa. We need to know more about her. I know. We need to know more about her character, her motives. Yeah, we get it.
He's going to agree with you, Warren, out of all of us. It's going to be Eli first 9 times out of 10. So let's just get that right out there. I shouldn't be surprised if he agrees with you.
Well, hold on. Danny agreed with Warren tonight too. So
I
understand.
That's why I was giving you guys shit.
But I'm just saying, he's surprised that Elihu is the one that's agreeing with him. He shouldn't be. That's typical. I expect that.
Go ahead, Eli. Continue.
Eli reinforcing that I will never ever smoke weed.
Well, I should be reinforcing that you should, right? Because I'm not like Eli. What are you going to say, Donnie? Go ahead, say it.
I said,
come on.
No, I said, Eli.
Okay.
That is like the Sith and the Jedi.
You're lucky I had a phantom waiting for your ass when you're going to say what you're going to say. Eli, go ahead. Continue.
I was quiet while I was waiting for that, man. Okay. I did not understand the part about Matt going back to the bank when he's talking to the searchers. I call 911. Click. Like, okay. I call the cops. Now what? Like, That part did not make any sense. He should have been more directives like, hey, there's something going on in the bank. Call the cops and hang up. Not just go call 911, click. Like, that was bad writing right there.
No, it
Automatic
wasn't
on the
right.
spot.
That's
Because
exactly what happened.
she knew he was at the bank because
No,
he went there trying to get the loan.
she does not know he was at the bank at that moment.
Yeah, she do.
He did.
The
He
conversation
went
was
to the bank.
about him making it at the bank. He not.
Mhm.
Yeah, otherwise it would have said, yeah, I'm here at the bank. No, I went to the bank. That past tense. He's not at the bank anymore.
You're right.
Call 911, click. Like, that scene did not make any sense.
No, what he's saying, you're talking about when he was outside?
Yes.
Yeah, the point here is she calls and he knows he's going back. So he makes up an excuse that I'm at the bank because he knows he's going back.
Mhm.
That's what he's doing. It's not an improper use of the phrase. He knows he's going back at this point in his head, and so he wants her just to think he's still at the bank. So he
says call 911.
Yeah, that's all he says. Call 911.
He tells her she knows what's going on. That he was at the bank. He says call 911. Bank 911. If someone was at the bank, my mom was at the bank, and they said, "Hey, call 911." I'm calling 911. Hey, something's going on at the bank. I don't have to put two and two together. You ain't got to. You ain't got to feed it to me. I got you.
It's there. It's all a part of that. That's
okay. Yeah, I think the Officer Kim is just a filler character. She really doesn't do anything. Basically, the negotiator. Yeah, I mean, okay, that was a funny joke. I love that joke. Great punchline.
Hey, Elihu, laugh some more for the rest of us. We're having a hard time here.
Go ahead, Eli.
What else was I going to say? Chris made me lose my thoughts.
All right, we'll come back to you because Dandy.
I don't think it was me that made you lose your thoughts.
Keep talking, Chris. Keep making lose his thoughts.
Brian, your negatives.
One negative is obviously that we've been on this stream talking about this episode longer than the episode actually was.
Facts.
Wow.
Just facts for everybody. Okay, so that's when we're trying to get into detail about something that lasted shorter amount of time that we've been talking about it. Okay, that's a negative in itself. Okay, the reason why I understand why they use Kamala Khan. There is things in the comic books that go with it, and then you want to connect it to a movie, get a chance of Daredevils to be in the movie. That's why they did this.
Whoa. Ain't y'all been on streams talking about that show for 4 or 5 hours?
Yeah, but we do different shows for 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, but one episode don't last 4 or 5 hours. But
one episode, in the good episodes,
depends on the episode.
When we can get you to watch the episodes, then you
Negative.
can talk about it.
Continue.
Until then, you cannot talk about it.
Continue.
Other negatives, I just feel like it wasn't a great use of their time. When you cut a season in half, I mean, this is my main point about all Daredevil. When you cut a season in half and you only give us 9 episodes, you should not have an episode that doesn't do much. And I agree with Warren. You should have used something else. Vanessa could have been a standout part of this episode. You could have used back the Punisher or something like this. Say when he's going after the cops, and that feed into the story. I really don't think it fed that much to the story because the truth is, even after this episode, he didn't say I'm going to become Daredevil. It was literally, oh man, Angela's been kidnapped. Damn it, it's my fault. Now I have to go because I decided I wasn't going to go with her, and now I'm going to become Daredevil. So it had nothing to do with this damn episode. So that's why I think all y'all could shove it with all that stuff. It doesn't make sense. It had nothing to do with everything from 4 to 6 makes more sense than 5 did. 5 was just to put other stuff in there. That's why if someone wants to tell me it's a filler, I'm not going to argue with it.
Mm-hmm. I got you. Anything else?
I mean, no. I mean, it's fun. I don't want to be I don't want to beat down the episode. I just want to, say, oh, it could have been better.
I can't tell.
Fuck, I had a question to ask and I forgot. Damn it, Chris. Go ahead. Negative.
Weed.
Yeah. You're damn right. Because it was just there. It was, I'm no word of a lie. I was just waiting for Brian to stop talking so I could ask the question, and then he stopped talking, and the question went, whoop, bye-bye. So, yeah.
That is why notes are imperative. Dislikes in this, I don't have any.
Okay. Danny.
I'm kind of on the same train with Chris. I don't just really dislike it. Like I said, it's definitely not better than episode 6, but I mean, I don't hate it. Like tearing stuff apart.
I got you. I remember what I was gonna ask now. So, and we've all watched Paradise. We've all watched different series. You guys could say Penguin, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you watch these episodes, did you feel like every episode brought something new to the table or progressed the story along, right? And then when you watch this show, do you feel like every episode in this show does that?
But it's kind of subjective. You said,
still wanna
Andre,
know.
because
Go ahead.
Go
as
ahead.
bad as the Acolyte was, I was engaged with it. Other people didn't like it, but I was
Mhm.
engaged because I was wondering what's going to be next. This show has that same aspect. I'm wondering what's going to be next. Sometimes it's above my expectations, sometimes it's below. But aren't you a little interested on Tuesdays what you're going to see? Even though it may not be what you want to see, but aren't you a little interested? I mean, I am.
But doesn't that just mean that you like the show? You like the character?
Wow.
Doesn't that just mean that you like the character? You want to see what's going on? You're
No,
already doing it. This is what we said. I think we've all said this was a fine episode. It was fine. You know,
No, I
no
was
one
asking
said
his question.
Yeah,
I was answering his direct question because there've been some MCU properties. I'm like, I don't want to see that. I don't even want like She-Hulk. Only reason I watched that because I had to talk with y'all guys. There was the first.
I'm not going to argue with you with that.
Can agree with this. Only reason I did not like the first 3 episodes of WandaVision. I thought it was crap. I talked crap about it, but I had to watch it because if I want to talk intelligently on something, I have to watch it to be able to critique it. Mm-hmm. So to answer Anzo's specific question, it may not be what I want, but I'm interested. I'm engaged and want to see what it is. And sometimes our expectations meet what we want them to be, and sometimes they don't. For y'all, it seems like
why can't you criticize if it's not exactly what you thought it should be, or that it was not pushing? But that's what I'm saying. I don't think we're saying that. Once again, we didn't say it was bad. I don't think anyone here said this is a terrible episode.
But it's like his direct question.
But isn't that to say? But you're saying that now. I'm saying, why couldn't you just say, being critical of an episode, can still say I want to see what the episode. I didn't skip the episode and say F the whole thing. You know, I didn't blow up Disney Plus.
I don't think that's what he's saying. He's asking. There's lots of things to be intrigued about in this episode, but I mean, the series itself, there's lots of stuff to be intrigued. There's more things going on here than you realize. Obviously, you know, they didn't release what's his name down in the cage?
Adam.
Shit. Yeah, Adam. Okay.
Adam.
They didn't release anything about that, or they didn't bring that up until 3rd episode or something like that. You kind of figured that was coming up. They didn't, Muse. You knew that was coming. I mean, there's little things that they've given us in every episode. In this episode, there's a boss. Who is it? We don't know yet, and it may become something that's important right now in the last 3 episodes. It may not, but it's still there for them to use later on if they want to. And then maybe this episode that they separated out by itself becomes a larger part of something. And again, this goes back, and I'm gonna put this right out there. We have seen Disney try that tactic and fail multiple times.
The power broker.
Okay, so yeah, go ahead. Let me finish and then get to JJ.
But they could very well be the ones that this could be very well one of the times they hit it. Yeah. So there's stuff in this that's even intriguing, which is why I don't have a problem with it being a single episode.
I wanted to say something
again.
Hold on. What's that?
Okay. I want you to repeat your question again to make sure that I answered it correctly.
Okay, so my question was, because like I said, we will talk about these other shows that we watch, Paradise and all that. And I think every episode of those shows, because it's a short series, move the story along every single episode. And I asked, do you think every episode of Daredevil has done that? Because I don't.
So this episode, you feel like didn't move it? Was there any more you feel like didn't move it?
I think 5 did not move anything. 5 did not move anything.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
there's a boss. There's a boss that's not been a part of this. There is the woman that was a part of the hostages that is out right now.
But they revealed who the boss was, Chris.
I know, that's what I'm trying to say, though. So it moved it forward to something. Hopefully, again, this goes back to we don't know yet. This is an open-ended question. We don't know
But
yet.
The only thing I
okay.
think it moved is that we see there seems to be people fighting for the kingpin spot. That's the only thing that moved. If you sit back and look at it objectively, but like you said, it didn't move any more. To me, it didn't move more about Daredevil, Matthew, whatever. But it did show us that some of the problems that I guess the bad guys are having, trying to see who's going to be the top dog.
Right. So when I say move the plot, right? Because you're talking about this little side boss thing. No one cares about that. The stories are about the real stories is about Muse. It's about Kingpin doing Kingpin stuff, and it's also about shit. It's also about the Punisher cops, right?
Bullseye.
But it's a lot of
all of that stuff.
But the side cop stop is some of the tools used to agitate the kingpin, like some of the stuff the girls asking him to, why aren't you doing anything? Like that agitate Matthew to do something because she said my uncle has been investigating that there's a lot of missing people. That stuff was a part of the vehicle to agitate Matthew. Same way
it also was
episode 6.
All in episode 6, Danny. So so what are we talking about again?
Yeah,
hold on, I'll do something. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, because I'm saying that was episode 6, but in episode 5, right? So we have those 3 that I just come off the top of my head, threads that we haven't moved anywhere yet with. So that's the question I was asking. And I know, Brian, what did you think? I'll let you answer then.
No, I mean, I think you're 100% right. And that's what the key is. And that's why you could call it. If someone says it's a filler, you have to say, well, by definition, it pretty much defines what a filler is. It doesn't move around along the story. It does do character development. Everything does. You know, those episodes, those shows in the 90s that had 25, episodes, they will give you more information about the character, give you a little bit of information, but did it really move the plot? If it didn't, then we called it a filler. That's what it did. It was kind of that. The connective tissue is the only redeeming fact. But did we lose anything? If I didn't have episode 5, but we went from 4 to 6, and you had her come down and talk about her uncle and say that she wants to investigate this thing, and Matt shoot her off, she gets kidnapped, and he went back and did everything. Would 4 to 6 make sense still? Yes.
Absolutely.
Thus, it's it's not necessary. I don't want to call it filler, but it's not necessary.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it filler 100%. All right, Warren, answer the question real quick, and then Eli. So I want to get to JG thoughts on this episode.
But that's my point I made earlier. So if you combine the times, it's like 55 minutes and 20. If they made this like episode 4 that we had combined 4 and 5, it's an hour and like change. Which you cut out credits, it's like 60 minutes. That's what I'm saying. Like, it would have made more sense on a story-wise to just have combined it than doing this. So I agree with the points. I just don't think that I don't have a problem with the episode. I thought it was fine. I just think you're wasting a slot for an episode that could have been a character that has been mentioned, like a Vanessa, like a Bullseye, like whatever the real we could have gotten a little bit more about Muse. You know what I mean? This could have been that episode. That's why I'm saying that it should have been 4 should have been an hour episode. That's my point, and I agree with you.
All right, Eli.
The show is about Matt Murdock and Wilson Fisk. Punisher, B story. Vanessa, B story. This concentrates on Matt and Wilson. No, I did not see this as a filler because this kept on developing Matt's character.
Well, actually, the show's named Daredevil, and
yeah, I know, but
Daredevil into episode 6, we didn't get that Daredevil at all. So there was 5 episodes without the title character in it. So no, not really.
And there are many episodes of Superman where it was just Clark Kent. Okay, so what's your point?
This is Born Again. You made the point. You said it's about Matt. It's about Wilson Fisk, and I'm telling you that the title says Daredevil.
Man, I don't know what Superman you watching, but every Superman show I watch, he showed up in the suit at least once in every episode. So I don't know what Superman you're watching, but okay. JG is in the house.
Oh,
what's up? No, what are you saying, Warren?
I just want to say something quick to Eli. The thing about Eli is that, really quick, is that in the Netflix show, each character, no matter from Foggy to Karen to whomever, they played an important role. And yes, it's Daredevil, the show with Matt Murdock. But if you're gonna introduce Vanessa, Bullseye, you have to give them more substance and develop them too as well to make the show cohesive.
Counterpoint. Hang on. Counterpoint real fast, Warren. The Netflix show was an ensemble cast where each character's arc intertwined to the main character's storyline where everything combined. This does not. It's a Wilson story. It's a Matt story.
But
everything else is B. I know. That's one of the problems with the show. That's one of the problems with the show. It's not an ensemble.
Right.
Punisher, B story. Vanessa, B story.
It
All right,
should,
so
though.
Yeah, 100%.
I feel like he agrees with us, honestly.
Yeah, no, he does agree with that point. And to be honest with you, right? You replace Fozzie and Karen with these two characters that have done nothing. They've done absolutely nothing in the series so far. So that's a letdown too. JG is in the house. JG, I'll let you do the intros on the outro because we're already hour in, and we did episode 5. So let's get your overalls, positives, negatives.
Well, first off, real quick, I'm happy you changed that caption underneath your name, Nzo, because I was about to change mine real quick. Okay. And Eli, hey, you know what? You chose violence, my friend. You're choosing violence with that caption. It's all good, man. I love it. So overall thoughts of 5 and 6 is just 5 for right now.
Just 5 now.
Okay. 5 I thought was pretty good for a filler episode, and I would define it as a filler. There are a lot of fillers, whether it be anime or any other genre of shows where the main character is also in those filler episodes. So even though Matt Murdock's in it, it still can be categorized as filler for me. Only for me. I'll speak for myself. As far as the positives, again, I thought for filler it was okay. If it had been just a single episode for that night, I would have been pissed. It did nothing. It would have done nothing for me. But since it's like a 5 and 6, okay, I will give it grace. I will deal with it. As far as the negatives, I was listening to Warren before I got in with the Jessica Jones thing. I kind of agree with that. Because if the end goal is to try to introduce the defenders, if the end goal is to introduce the defenders towards the end or in the long run, why are you throwing Miss Marvel in there, right?
Because it's bringing Daredevil to the Avengers level. I think they're trying to get him to. Yeah, they're trying to get him to. Secret Wars. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah. Oh, you good? You good? Yeah, I was going back. Okay, I thought Ghost slammed my door. But yeah, like you said, Brian. Because I was saying this last week with Superwise that since they introduced Daredevil into the MCU with what was it, Homecoming, whatever that Spider-Man movie was. You might as well go all in and keep introducing them more and more, intertwining other MCU characters in the show. That way it makes sense. And I think they kind of used it to where her dad was talking about Jersey City, I guess, and the origin, how they connected. So I think the writers used that as a way to intertwine Miss Marvel, how she can be relevant to Daredevil as well as Daredevil be relevant to MCU. So if that's what they're doing, okay, cool. All right. Do I need to go in depth into episode 5 or just positives and negatives?
No, it's positive, negatives.
Okay, yeah. As far as the negatives go, not really negatives. I was kind of I would say when it started, I was kind of getting dark BVS bank robbery vibes and Dark Knight robbery vibes at first. I'm like, okay, are they going this route with this? What are they doing? But I think, for what it was okay. It played out well for what it was. Like I said, if it had been just one single episode, I would have been all over this show. Right?
That's what Brian said. If it was one episode, it would have been trashing it too.
I just remembered my last negative. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, my last negative was they kept people on the streets were complaining like, we need more superheroes. Bank robbery. Where the hell's Spider-Man?
They can't bring him in. They can't. It's a Sony thing.
I'm like, they got a bank robbery in the middle of the daylight. They got no other superheroes around. I'm like, hey, where's Spider-Man? Come on. I'm thinking about that. I'm like, what the hell?
Well, if the MCU had rights to Spider-Man, I would have been like, yeah, where the heck is Spider-Man?
Yeah, I know, but broad daylight. Come on, like, where's Spider-Man?
So Dandelion said, I don't think we'll get Miss Marvel. It was mentioned that she was in California. The dad character is just a good character, worth him being there for his own merit.
She's back. She's back. That's why he invited Matt to dinner with him.
I got you. Daredevil already knows Jessica and all the Netflix characters. We don't really try all of them out. They already had Punisher show up. I agree. And I agree with you. I agree with the way they did it with Kamala Khan. It's just a way to connect it to the MCU, because even though we got all those announcements, those are not all the names. There's going to be a lot more in those. I think what they're doing is they're going to put certain characters in Doomsday and then certain characters in Secret Wars, right?
I think they gave us half of Doomsday because they're going to have a Team Doom on the rest of the people that they're going to announce.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
You said if Spider-Man would have been not a Sony product, but isn't Hell's Kitchen in Manhattan and Spider-Man in Queens? How close are those to each other?
Well,
about 15, 16 blocks.
Yeah, but remember on the current deal, MCU can't. I mean, the MCU can't say Spider-Man in Daredevil because of the Sony thing.
And
but had they had the rights,
yeah.
But had they had the rights, I'm assuming Spider-Man would be. I'm just assuming.
I just asking the question.
And Spider-Man lives in Queens.
Oh, my bad.
Right?
I'm sorry.
No. I think Danny was asking a good question. I mean, because he's in Queens. You can say he's only in Queens, but he lives in Manhattan a lot. He does.
Yeah, he's from Queens.
He's swinging. He comes into Manhattan a whole lot of times. You know, even when they found out who Peter Parker was Spider-Man, you know, he was in Times Square. Like, oh my God, you know, like that. So he is there a lot.
I got you.
Let me Google while I'm at it. How far it is from each other.
Yeah, that's why I was like, because there's 5 boroughs, they ain't all like right on top of each other. So that's why I was right.
No, I agree with you, Danny, 100%. I think you all have to remember the season was originally 18 episodes, so naturally by them cutting it in half, a lot of the story will bleed into season 2, and characters like Muse, Bullseye have already been confirmed season 2. No, we agree with you. 100%.
That's not a complaint, right? That's it.
I think that's what I think, especially me and Brian, is our main complaint, is that the way it's paced for an 18 episode season. Right now, if you continued and kept it 18 episodes, then 100% you could understandably have these type of episodes, the fillers episodes, and everything.
Knowing that, shouldn't that give you all a pass?
No.
What do you mean?
Because if it wasn't a year apart, then yes, I'll agree with you. If they did it like Invincible, it would be 3 months or something like that, or even like Cobra Kai, 3 months, then I could give you a pass, as I know it's a continuation of the story. But when it's a year, it's another season. If I go through 4 seasons and I come back around, it's another season. So no, you lost your pass then.
Warren, I found out about your distance here. It's basically
15 to 23 miles apart.
Yeah, 20 minutes by train.
I don't know how fast Spider-Man can swing though. So.
I just ChatGPT'd it. So.
All right, guys, we are going to get into the episode everybody wanted to talk about. It's episode 6. We're going to give our overalls. We'll start on the other way. I think Chris is having issues because he didn't come back or whatever. I'm sure he will. But Elihu, overalls, episode 6. Overall. Just to be clear.
Overall. Fuck yeah! Next.
Brian, overall, episode 6.
God, I've been waiting for this episode for such a long time.
Yes.
Thank God. It was. I loved every part of it. I love what we were getting. Because I like the story. I like the story of what they do. Just give me some action too. Give me fists. Oh, and he was turning the Kingpin. His jacket getting tighter, he's getting bigger. You see him throwing the axe in. What the boy, man? That was a fire ass episode. Everything about it was great. Even Daredevil, when he was doing the Muse, was great. Muse being the escape out. I loved it. It was fire.
Yes, sir. Warren, overall, episode 6.
Overall, episode 6 is an actual. We finally got a Netflix episode on a Disney service. A Netflix worthy Daredevil episode. That's what episode 6 was. In a 1 sentence, 2 sentence. That's what it was. That was authentic Netflix Daredevil that we finally got. That's all.
Yes. JG, episode 6.
About damn time.
I was looking for the right words. I couldn't think of a man.
Mr. Graham, episode 6 overall.
It was on point. Need more. I hope these last 7 will be just like. I mean, these last 3 will be just like it.
Better be.
Overall, episode 6, absolute garbage. I don't know what you guys are talking about. All right,
Phantom Zone
was just complete.
There's the Nzo I love.
This is what he needs. That what's that little thing that
There's the Nzo I love.
That is on
all
his
the
ass.
F-ups and all the F's, whatever that thing he will play. That's what he didn't play that right.
Whatever that is, man, the indica, whatever that's the wrong one. You need to switch it.
Cocaine is one hell of a drug.
I'm just joking. No, episode 6 was great. It was a good episode. It was exactly what we needed to see. I wish we would have got more of it, right? I really do. Like, if this series would have given us sprinkles of it. Like, again, I'm not saying it had to be every episode where we need to see Daredevil and this and that and doing. No, but if you gave us more sprinkles throughout the first 5 episodes, this would be on par with the Netflix stuff, right? It really would. It's just that because we don't get that stuff, and we're getting
reborn.
Yeah, you still had to be born. You still had to become. You know, he didn't have to be in the suit to be reborn. Like, yes, he would still be reborn.
I agree.
Oh my God!
because here's the thing, right? Because we got him with the cops. He beat up the cops in that last episode. There, we saw that stuff, right? So they could have done more stuff like that. You know what I mean? I just think, again, going back to the last episode, where instead of having the bank robbery, he should have been trying to find out who killed White Tiger, right? And then we could have got some more stuff like that, which would have been progressing the story along for that. But other than that, this episode was exactly what we wanted to see, man. Daredevil being Daredevil, you know? And I enjoyed it. I thought it was the best episode so far. So let's get into our positives for the episode.
Look at this, man. This is for you.
There we go.
Man,
look at that. Hold on.
There we go.
We're doing it together, guys. We're finally agreeing. You know, don't worry about Trump, but we're finally agreeing on the episode. That's what we're doing, guys.
51. Let's go.
Whoa, pause.
Puerto Rico is 51 before Canada. Come on. Everybody forgets about Puerto Rico.
I do not fly, but you can put me on one of them boats and send my ass back to Africa if we become a 51st. You know what I mean? What did Killmonger say at the end of Black Panther? He'd rather be dead than chained up. Now chain me up on the bottom of the boat. Go ahead. Chain me up on the bottom of the boat. Send me back to my ancestor land 100%. I would rather be over there than to be a 51st American state. I'm just saying.
You think it's corrupt here? It's corrupt there too, bro.
Yep.
Yeah, I know, but at least it's my people screwing me. My own people screwing me. You know what I mean?
I ain't orange. Who are you talking about?
Positive, Danny. Let's go. What you like of the episode 6?
I like everything about the show. I like Daredevil taking a lot of punishment more than he did in the Netflix movie, but on just a nitpick. But hey, everything I like the pacing. I like the I really like Vanessa in this because I couldn't really tell whether or not she was trying to help Kingpin when she was talking when they were getting dressed, because they kind of panned back and forth. Was she helping them, or was she telling the wrong thing intentionally? So when he talked to other people, they kind of like.
It seemed like she was enjoying him become Kingpin again. She was like turned on a little bit, like, oh yeah, that's the man I married. Oh yeah, really?
She walked in and look at the bed. Yeah, she looked at the bed, and I thought they were about to do. But it's just great episode. Like I said, I hope the next 3 be just like that. The fight with Muse, fantastic. Like the more punishment he takes, like the stronger he gets. Because there was a minute there where Muse was like kind of getting the best of him, and then like he just turned it on and flipped the switch.
He starts screaming, it's all over.
Yeah. That's one thing I thought was crazy. I'll put on my negatives. There's one negative thing, but other than that, man, this was I agree with what Nzo said, the best episode so far in the series.
All right. JG, positive.
Man, great episode. I enjoyed it from beginning to end. I kind of differ with the Vanessa thing. I think she's pulling some strings back there. I think she's, from the last episode one that she asked Fisk if, hey, you wouldn't hurt me, would you? How many times was me and her women say stuff like that when they were trying to get something out of us, right? Or they were trying to do like that. That's a feeling I'm getting out of her right now. I think she's behind the bank robbery thing. I think she's behind a lot of stuff because I think she wants power. And Fisk, I mean, he's on a rise right now. What more to make him fall down back to Kingpin again and get everybody going against him and making all the why she's doing something? That's just what I'm thinking. I don't know. I could be off. Maybe I've been hurt too many times. I don't know. But yeah, other than that, man, I love the comic accurate suit that Muse had on. I mean, it was a subtle difference, but hey, I loved it. Him getting ready to put the suit on. If anybody watches Mr. Wise watch party Tuesday nights,
yeah, nobody watches.
When he's on that phone, he's like, when they call police, he's like, you know what? F the police. I'm gonna put the suit on Murdoch. Put the suit on Murdoch. And and it was funny how he's running towards it. No, some way he's running towards Muse. Muse like, what the hell is that? It's on this Daredevil, and the fight choreography for a TV show really done well. Really done well. Yeah, and then I don't know if I like Daredevil Muse fight more or the Fisk Adam fight. Because that fight, man, that was
ass whooping.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, ass whooping. You're right.
It wasn't a fight.
You walk into a room and you give someone a weapon and say, "Come at me, bro."
Not only that, he was like, "Hey, you're gonna need this for an advantage." Like, what the? Okay, we going there. It's about damn time. But yeah, positive. Yeah, beginning and enjoyed it.
Absolutely, Warren.
Positives. Well, I like the fight, the build up. I like that they added more violence in the sense that it started with the two two girls. Like they're showing the violence. Like I'm trying to get it out. What was I gonna say? Wait, this is the overall, right? I'm sorry.
No, positives.
Positives.
Sorry.
Secondhand weed smoke, dude. It happens.
Sorry, the positives. Well,
Contact buzz.
First one was Kingpin realizing that there's the criminal aspect and there's the political aspect, and he's seeing that it's a dirty game, and he's gonna have to turn on Kingpin on the political aspect. The way those people were saying, like, oh, and we saw Swordsman, who was from Hawkeye, mentioned like he wasn't threatening Fisk, but he's telling, hey, this is a different arena, and you're gonna have to watch what you do. So it was seeing Fisk to realize this is a different game I gotta play. So I like that. I like the fact that we got the Atom, like you mentioned. Matt getting that. I don't know. Matt getting his hands dirty in the fight with Muse was, like you mentioned, was good. And seeing Vanessa more, because I think she's more pulling strings than we really think. We're not giving her enough credit. I'm not saying you guys are, but I think she's doing more than we actually think. And the last point is that the fact that the I think the cop squad is going to play is actually very important too, because even Fisk realized that Muse is a huge threat. So the fact that even Wilson Fisk is like, okay, this guy is a psychopath. He's killed 60 people. We got to do something. If Wilson Fisk is scared, in a sense, you understand that this is a bigger threat. So that's my overall positives of the episode.
Got you, Brian.
I got one quick thing too.
Go ahead, really quick. Yeah, go ahead.
I thought it was really funny when he said when the sanitation department figured out before the cops.
I was gonna say that. Man, I was gonna say that.
Yeah. That's one other thing I just thought about too. But go ahead, Brian.
Damn it.
No, I thought that Fisk is finally figuring out being mayor is the same as being Kingpin. He's able to play it the same. And I think Vanessa does it, in my opinion. I might be wrong that Vanessa, she is trying to become Kingpin. I think she wants him to be Kingpin and her to run everything. So if he's Kingpin, she can still run the political, because when he was out getting his hands dirty, going into the meeting, she was still doing the politics stuff. She was still talking to everybody, teaching everybody, hyping him up. She was still doing that because she knew what he was doing behind the closed doors. So I feel like that was this partnership works as long as she has a hand in guiding what's going on. I think that's what she really wanted. And it's funny because it seems like as he's getting further and further in, closer to being Kingpin, how he's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And man, the fight with Adam, I felt like he grew 3 inches. It was crazy. like you see the physical nature of it, and I thought that was so well done. And the little things that you don't notice. The ripping of the suit was great. That was ideal. But I think Vanessa really just wants him to be both. She wants all the power. And I think she's going to push him to have all the power. And she recognizes the stuff that he was doing before is actually hurting him as Kingpin, taking power away from him, having the streets get crazy. And he actually could do a better job as mayor, controlling it from inside. I thought that was ideal. And then Daredevil, once again, I said that you talk about 5. 6 is where he realizes, he tells what's her name, Angela, whatever, tells her, go do it on your own. Well, I can't do this. I'm only a lawyer. Still trying to lean on that whole lawyer part. And then as soon as she gets in trouble, calls him or whatever, he's like, oh shit. He goes out there, fuck it. I'm gonna go be what I need to be. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. Not episode 5. This was. And I thought that was awesome that he got into the suit and then went out and beat Muse's ass. He was whooping. I'm surprised Muse was able to get up. I was like, yeah. It was just epic the way they did it. It was Fisk returning to Kingpin, and it was Daredevil returning to being Daredevil, or Matt turning back into Daredevil. And once the mirror is still there, but they gave us action with it. So that's all I asked for. Give me some action in it, and they knocked it out of the park.
Facts. I got a question for you guys real quick, and I just thought about this now because I was thinking, and what do you guys think? They could, like, this Daredevil, depending on how many seasons it goes, they could actually kind of tie this into Spider-Verse, right? Because remember in Spider-Verse, in the first one, Kingpin is opening up dimensions because Vanessa died with the kid and he was trying to get another one from another dimension, right? What if they do something like that? Maybe not this season, maybe not next season, but like in the 3rd season,
they end up having a kid, and
then and they die, right? And then next thing you know, you see a mention of a Miles Morales, or you see a live action Miles Morales walking around somewhere, or maybe they mention him in like one of these episodes.
I mean, there have been rumored to do a Miles Morales live action for a while, so
it would be interesting if they did something like that. Now, it's a stretch. I get it. I was just thinking that with Vanessa going on the way she is, I have a feeling that she might die, right? What if they do it?
She's going to help him become it and accidentally die.
Yeah, she's going to
drive him crazy.
100%. I agree. Eli.
Damn, I can't believe Brian didn't pull out comic 115 about the Cop Squad. Jeez, you got a stack behind you.
I did want to.
You got a stack behind you, man. Come on.
I didn't want to leave that for you because I actually have it right here. So.
Okay, I was like, "Where is it, man? Come on, come on!" I'm like, finally, we got some good adaptation. Thank you, writers. What's been said has been said. I mean, the Charlie guy, I forgot the last name for the Cop Squad. Yeah, perfect persona. I believe he was the one that actually make my words carefully because of YouTube, offed White Tiger. I believe he's the one that did it because Fisk addressed him directly more than any other cop in that room. And the way he addressed them, he's like some reputable, questionable stuff in your past. He didn't say, yeah, you guys are dirty cops. Yeah, he's trying to be nice about this. Like, yeah, I know you guys are dirty cops, but hey, come on, it doesn't work for me now. And they all know his history. They know he's the Kingpin. They know he's an asshole. They know how ruthless he can be. Like, hey, I got a badge to protect me. I'm all for this. Thank you for the comics. Thank you.
He literally said, I'm going to protect you. Don't worry about it. So he's able to do this as mayor by being Kingpin and telling you, do whatever you need to do by any means necessary. I was like, this is a bad
motherfucker. Absolutely.
That fight between I'm going to say Kingpin and Adam, not Wilson Fisk and Adam, because when he descended that basement, he is no longer Wilson Fisk. He is the Kingpin again. This is his domain. This is his man cave. Because when the Kingpin gave him that axe, I'm like, wait a minute. I thought he was going to go down there and cut off his hands originally because the hands. It's Vanessa. I thought he was just going to chop off his hands. But when he tossed the axe in the cage, I'm like, oh my gosh, he gave Adam an advantage. Oh my gosh, what a handicapped. I know what's going to happen. I love that. He didn't just quite undie. He unearthed him. He just left him bleeding to a Pope was like, "Hey, I'm in charge. I'm back. This is who I am." I love that sigh on his expression on his face at the end. That was just perfect. Fisk. I'm like, Kingpin is back. He can be himself again. This is what he needed. He was miserable above the surface as mayor because he couldn't really be himself. Like, thank you. He finally let himself go. And that fight between Muse and Daredevil, so I got one negative about that. They nerfed him. I don't think he's in the human anymore because he kind of fight was a little too short. But the way Matt knocked him out, kept him listening for the heartbeat, hit him again, kept him listening. He was being Daredevil. I love that sequence. It was not too darkly lit. It was not too bright. It was just hallway, subway lit. Nice motif. I like that.
Got you. Let me get to this. Basil said positives. Kingpin realizing politics and streets is one and the same. Absolutely. 100%. I like seeing the sword fight guy from Hawkeye, but wasn't he there when Kingpin stuff went down at the big party? I don't know. I don't think so. It could be. I'd have to go back and watch it. But
yeah, he was. I think so.
He fought against the Tracksuit Mafia in Hawkeye.
Okay, I got you.
He was in an earlier episode with the Yurik where they showed a sword guy saving someone.
Yeah.
He said he was saving someone.
I got you. The cop squad will be helping the Punisher to come out. Absolutely. What up, Dewan? How you doing? And he said, curious about Cole North, the lead cop on Anti-Vigilante Task Force. He isn't dirty in the comic, but he listens to Fist at first and then became an ally to Daredevil. So I hope there is a twist he's inside or something like that.
Eventually.
Interesting.
Eventually, because that's why they threw in that thing in episode 4, them having that conversation about how he's not really a dirty cop. He did a lot of good things, and he realized that some things have to get done. So they had that redeeming. They put that redeeming seed there that they can revisit this in season 2.
Interesting. I think they will do that too, right? Because I think that cop squad's going to be trouble, and I think that's why they're going to start to need to bring in the other defenders, right? Because they're going to be so I think that's where that comes in, and you're right, that cop is probably going to be one of the inside guys. JG, positives.
Already did the positives.
Oh,
negative time.
Me the negatives.
Yeah. Did you do your positives, Nzo?
I think you're the only one that didn't.
I didn't. Oh, okay. Yeah. So my bad. Yeah. The positives for this episode, like everybody said, action was great. The Kingpin fight when Kingpin gave him the axe and was like, this is what he said. I needed an advantage when I went after big guys. So here's your advantage. And that dude swung like crazy, and not one time did he touch the Kingpin at all. I'm like, bro, you should have just said no, thank you. You know what I mean?
You should have dropped it and ran.
Yeah, for real. That's what I
would just threw it at him and run.
Anybody gives you the weapon to fight them, that's not a good sign. You know what I mean? It's usually taking weapons from somebody. But if someone gives you a weapon and it's an axe, no, I'm good. Hey, Kingpin, how you doing? Gone. Speedy Gonzalez. You got to chase me. And he's big. He ain't catching me. Right? So if I got to run around that table 100 times to make sure you don't catch me,
quit playing, Kingpin.
I'm doing that.
Quit playing.
The Muse fight was really good too. I do have a negative on that, and I'll tell you when I get to my negatives. But other than that, I thought the fight was really good. I love the scene where the train goes by and you just see like the shadow of Daredevil getting closer and closer and closer.
The red light
catches up. Yeah, that was really well done. I like that scene. So I thought there was. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I can't believe nobody mentioned the Matt outfit. Come on, the outfit he wore, the Matt costume, the Matt costume.
Yeah, it's good. I like his costume. You know what I mean? I think it's one of the best Daredevil costumes that we have so far. So I thought that was really good. The daughter, I'll get into that to the negatives, but you know what I mean? Other than that, like everybody said, this episode was really good. The acting was great. You know what I mean? Kingpin, I didn't notice he's getting bigger. I don't know if you guys notice it, but You know what I mean? Like I guess they're gonna progress it because they
They're
did
giving
say
them like
he's
an
gonna get
inch
bigger.
every
Yeah,
single
because
time.
when he put that suit on,
Everybody
it's
else.
stretched.
His
Yeah.
shoulders are getting
Yes,
his
sir.
shoulders are going to get bigger than his head. So yeah, he's getting wider in his shoulders.
How big do you think they're gonna make him though? Do you think they're gonna try and get him close to comic book accurate big type of way?
Like
6
he's going to have no neck. Basically, he's going to be big with no neck.
So they're gonna start putting a suit on him then, right? You think they're gonna start putting a fat suit on him? Okay.
Yeah, I believe
that
so.
makes
I mean, if he did it real life, he'd be dead right now. That
Yeah.
weight. That's a lot of weight, bro.
Facts. I think they hint Muse does all
I
of
agree.
all of his abilities being invisible to Daredevil sensor. He's super agile and strength. So
No,
that's
he gets that. He gets that from being an Inhuman, but there's no mention of being Inhumans in the MCU. That's his ability. He's Inhuman.
But then when Daredevil turned around, he didn't hear him. He hears everything. He hears a heartbeat and everything. When he turned around, he was gone. They didn't really kind of harp on it, but the idea is that he has his senses. They kind of tell you without telling you.
Yeah, but
So
Daredevil was concentrating on the body. Denise, is there a heartbeat here? He wasn't
That's gonna be
concentrating on
my
her, on
negative right
him.
there.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna get into the negatives, JG. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's gonna be my negative.
That's one of your negatives. All right. So
part of it, but yeah.
all right. So let's get into the negatives. We'll start with Mr. Graham, Danny Graham. What were your negatives for this episode? Oh, he's not there. Okay, JG.
Yeah.
Oh,
there he is.
My only negative was like, how did he put the blood back in her? If he was sucking all of it out, hitting her in the chest shouldn't have brought her back because he done suck out like a bunch of her blood out. So okay, that didn't make sense to me because we saw the blood actually being sucked out of her body.
Yeah.
Put that machine on her, and then all of a sudden you hear a heartbeat, and then he just hit it one time, and then she came back. So I thought maybe if he would have put that amulet on her, then maybe that would have given her like a burst of energy or something, but they didn't show any of that. So to be just for continuity, that didn't make sense to me. Is my only complaint with that episode.
I got you.
Something that y'all maybe caught. But
no, I think you're kind of right, JG.
Yeah. One is really more of a nitpick is Angela. I guess she was like a plot point to make Daredevil become Daredevil maybe, but she did annoy me. It's like, girl, what the hell are you doing in the subway by yourself in that area with a flashlight, thinking you're gonna find somebody? And you got no weapon, no nothing but a flashlight. Come on, like
what you gonna do when you find them? That's
exactly. Shot a light on them, like I see you. Like
hey,
what?
Tamika,
What are you gonna
how
do?
you doing?
So I guess that was just a plot device. It is what it is. I was actually shocked they would show her again this soon. But another thing, I hate the fact that it took Matt this long to realize that you being Daredevil can get more stuff done than the police can. Because from beginning to this point, you've kind of been let down by the justice system, right? And just now you're realizing, you know what? I'm better off doing this myself because I can get to it before the police can. Why even pick up it? It was more of an annoyance than anything. The fight with Muse, it's like he had more issues in episode 5 with that goon he was fighting in the alley. Because Muse is supposed to be a problem for him. He's supposed to be a problem. I know, Brian, I know you read more Daredevil comics than I have, but I don't think Daredevil's ever beaten Muse on his own.
Once
was it once? Okay, if it okay, once then I'll just.
So he's been winning fights, and Muse has left.
Okay,
but Muse has kicked his butt multiple times too.
Yeah.
So that was my thing because I always read about Muse being a huge problem for him because of the abilities that Muse has. I don't really see that. Even though
I said, he's supposed to be an Inhuman, but he's not.
Exactly. So even though it was hinted, okay, we're just assuming it's hinted.
They talked about it. They talked about it. So
okay. Yeah. Other than that, man, it's I can't really think of any negatives. This is a really good episode.
Mike said she's a teenager. JG, spoiler alert. They ain't smart.
You know what? Mike has been on me ever since I said something negative about Jasmine Crockett. Ever since I said something negative about it, he has been on my.
Yeah. Well deserved. 100%. Well deserved. Yes. Okay. So I agree with you, Mike. She is a teenager, right? And they aren't smart, but they're not going to look for a psycho killer in a metro dumb. You know what I mean?
I grew up in a rough neighborhood too as a teenager. I wouldn't look for nobody with no flashlight.
Well, let me change that. The black teenager and the Hispanic teenager is not going to do that.
Yeah,
Black teenager,
100%.
They just a different end of different colors. That's all they do.
Black and Hispanic people hear noise. What was that over there? Let's run the other way. Let's not go.
Yeah. You
like,
are
I'm gonna
correct
find
with
him
that,
myself
Danny.
and with a flat. What the hell?
You are correct with that one, Danny. Especially when you okay. So you already went to. Anyways, I'll get that to my when I get to my negatives. Shit. Who went? JG went. Warren. Warren.
Nitpicks. Negatives. Well, first off, like you guys harped on it, but my thing is, it's like, okay, I get it, your uncle died, but like, what are you gonna do when you're gonna find him? You're gonna say, "Peekaboo, I see you." Like I don't get the whole point of that. Like, I could have seen it made more sense if she had the amulet, put on the suit. Like I just didn't get the whole, or like, it was just so obvious that they were gonna use her because they've been using her since like I think. Episode before that, right? So it was just so obvious.
She's a gremlin too. She's going to turn into a gremlin.
Mike, I'm not. I mean, Danny, I'm
Danny.
not a gremlin. I choose not to show myself. Thank you. Other than that, it wasn't that bad. The blood coming out of Matt, that was like a sprinkler when he kept getting punched in his mouth. I'm like, bro, do you have like a bags of blood in your mouth? Like, like, am I wrong? That was a little bit like, even in the Netflix, I didn't see the blood. He was like spewing it out like he had packs of blood in his mouth. Like, I didn't know Muse could hit that hard because that means he was hitting teeth and stuff. So that kind of like, I'm like, Muse must have that hurt. That couldn't. He's just struggling off like he's Luke Cage. Like, I'm good. So that was a little bit of a nitpick. And then just okay. I like, and my last point, I like Adam and but come on, man, that's like a fifth grader going up against a 10th grader. Like, we know Adam not gonna beat that dude. Like, bro, I would have just said, I stay in my lane. Listen, Fizz, beat me up. Like, I'm not gonna try it because that's silly.
You know what I would have did, Warren? You know what I would have did? I would have went back inside and locked my cage.
I would have done the cage. Like that's like literally a 10th grader going up against you think you own this gym? No, well, this playground. Well, like, nah, I'm good. I'll stay in my lane. I would have rather it have been like someone else, but like he taken it like on Luca's group. That would have been interesting. Like, he went up to Luca and like you see him toss him around like, oh, you want to disrespect me? That's what I would have liked to see instead of Adam, because that just looked like a big bully. That's my, but I guess that's more of a nitpick than
big bully. You messing with my wife? Of course, I'm gonna bully you the whole time. I'm not letting you off of that.
Facts.
You're not getting off the hook.
Facts. Listen, I would have looked at the axe that he dropped on the floor. I would have looked at it. I would have sized him up. I would have looked at the axe. I would have sized him up, and then I would have closed the door and sat back down on that bed and said, "Nope, not happening today, Kingpin. I'm not doing this." Brian, negatives.
I don't have a lot of negatives. I thought that it was the first meeting between Muse and Daredevil, so I know Muse is going to come back and he's going to realize that Daredevil needs his other senses and he's going to exploit that. I think this was a good beginning because of what we're going to get later. Kind of what everyone talks about. I think the biggest problem I had was that Matt told Angela, "Fine, go do it on your own."
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? I don't have a problem with Angela being stupid because she's a teenager. That's what teenagers do. They do stupid shit all the time, But him being who he is, being Daredevil, not thinking that she's gonna go do that, and that's gonna become a problem. That was idiotic, and he should be ashamed of himself. But everything else, I was like, yeah, it's fine. I enjoyed it. I thought Adam should have probably ran, but it doesn't matter because he would have ran. He probably would have caught him and then put him into whatever. He would have killed him either way. So it is what it is.
So here's what I would have liked better, especially with the Angela stuff, right? She went to she got his belongings. So she got the emblem.
Mm-hmm.
if she had been wearing that, maybe she didn't know it was what gave him the power, but if she had been wearing it, right, and was able to be like, okay, even though she would have lost, but she would have been able to put up a fight because, like, oh, I got this power now or something like that, right?
She should have
Then
still
lose.
been able to fight him and all, but what should have happened was what Danny talked about. He should have like been in her bag and he knocked the bag loose and he sees the amulet on the ground when he's fighting Muse and he grabs the amulet and puts it on her and then hits her and all of a sudden she she's alive.
Something like that.
Yeah, but that ain't making sense because when White Tiger was on trial, Murdoch explained all that he puts on that amulet every night and goes out. So she already knew the amulet gave him superpowers.
Okay,
she was in the court,
but isn't it still in police custody?
No,
she got it.
No,
they
got it.
Everything. They gave her everything.
They gave her everything.
Oh, she probably didn't even know that it could.
Yeah, like I said last week, the director made a statement online that a clip was cut out of the episode where the amulet glowed when it came near her. That little thing was cut out of the episode. I'm like, gee, thanks for the spoiler, director. So she knows about the amulet, and she's going to be the White Tiger.
So then there you go. So she knows the amulet gave him power, her power. If she had been wearing it and went and looked for Muse, I would have excused that because at least she thinks she have some power, right? Then Muse messes her up, right? Because she's still young, so it's easy for him to still take advantage of her, especially if it was so easy to kill with the cop, right? It would have been easy for him to get the upper hand. But at least she went there knowing she had some kind of power with her. She went there with nothing. That's my
I got
point.
the power.
That's my point. Eli, you're negatives. Go ahead.
Who ain't it?
Not yet.
Well, I kind of agree about the blood situation because Muse knows anatomy. It looked like he stuck her right in the femoral, which is very direct line of sight for blood to flow fastly out of the human body. And how the hell did he revive her with that much blood loss, not much time? Come on. That did not make any sense to me, medically speaking. I'm like, I was a little confused about that part.
Comics, that's why.
I'm happy y'all said it because I do remember her telling Matt that she's going to finish where her uncle started or something like that.
Yep.
So it would have made sense for her to put on it. Yeah, she's a dumb teenager. Never mind.
She probably looked at it and just walking out. Next time.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
She's probably too busy texting and forgot about it.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and the fact that they're still not having Muse as an Inhuman, I'm like, come on. That he would have put up more of a hell of a fight against Daredevil if he was Inhuman, not just a sucker punch Street Fighter. What, Warren?
I agree with you. I would have, but they want to stay away from Inhumans because they want.
But he could be a mutant.
He could be a mutant.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Yeah, but what kind of mutant? An artistic mutant? Because he doesn't have any fighting skills as a mutant. He just fought like a street level fighter. I'm like, it was a nice fight, but I was expecting a little bit more out of Muse. Come on, it's Muse.
But he did like shock him. Like Muse didn't see him coming. It wasn't like they're looking at each other, squaring up, and then it was a fair fight.
I know. If he had his abilities, he would have heard the footsteps over the track and ignored the red glare from the costume. Yeah, he wouldn't know what that was, but he was actually surprised. I'm like, well, he's not. What's his powers? What? I was freaked out about that. I'm like, what's going on here? Did they dumb him down?
Yeah, that's how I'm like, Muse supposed to be a bit more of a problem than that.
Yeah.
And that in episode 5 put up more of a fight than Muse did. Even though Muse did try to hold his own, that goon in episode 5 was giving Matt more problems than Muse was.
That was cool how he was blacked out. That was cool how he was flashed out with the red lights, but I'm like, wait a minute. Muse should be able to hear his footsteps coming this way. He shouldn't
didn't know who it was. Remember, Daredevil hasn't been seen.
But he should have known somebody was coming. He could hear. He should be able to hear the footsteps. Have him running on the tracks, not being surprised by being blinded out.
He thinks that he could just kill him, right? And then he all of a sudden he sees this Daredevil. He's like, "Oh shit!" I didn't see that coming. But next time I will be prepared. And I think that to redeem all of it, you do need to have him fight him again and show that once he knows about Daredevil, he will be ready for Daredevil.
Yeah, to exploit, make a lot of noise, exploit his weakness. Yeah,
See, I haven't seen an episode of this show yet. Really, you should watch it. It's definitely something you should watch, Dewan.
Yeah, it's fun
for sure, 100%.
Except episode 5.
Yeah, I skipped that one for real. My negatives for this one is kind of like you guys. I didn't like the little teen thing running around there. Like I'm like, really, like And you know me, I'm always fuck them kids.
Yeah, you
right?
are about
Because
that. Yeah.
anytime there's some kids in these damn TV shows or movies, they always do some stupid bull crap. I said fuck them kids when it was in Paradise. Yes, I said fuck them kids when it was Paradise. And the little black girl did that stupid shit. And I'm gonna say it again when this one. Fuck them kids. Like it's always the kids. You watch them damn fucking horror movies, right? Stay here. Like shit is popping off. Things are going crazy. Mom says, stay here. All right, don't move. And the
But
kid
it
for some
won't make
fucking...
the movie as good if they don't do something stupid.
For me, it will. It will, right? I'm like, yes, finally, a smart fucking kid. The kid fucking stayed where he was supposed to stay. Yes,
Hey,
I'll
hey,
enjoy
Nzo,
that.
it happened. It happened in From. And that's why
Yes.
Victor's still alive.
Yes, exactly. Right. 100%. And that's why I don't hate Victor, because he stayed in that. His mom said, stay here, right? Stay in this little cabin. And Victor stayed in there all freaking night. And his mom died, sister died, or whatever. So, yes, good point. Other than that, the rest of the show is like it's so I don't like that stuff. It bothers me when you know what I mean? When especially like that. So that was one of my negatives. Other than that, I don't think I really had that many more negatives for this episode. I think, here's my, and we guys touched on it a bit, right? Muse, because before I watched the episode, I was watching like little videos. They said Muse is really powerful. They actually said that Daredevil never beat Muse. That's what they said in the video. So you guys say he has. He has. Okay.
One time he definitely beat him.
Yeah.
And then the other ones, he was winning the fight, and then something happens to distract him. So that's happened, you know.
Okay, so what they said in the comic book that he never, so that's why I was expecting more of a Daredevil getting his kind of ass whooped in that situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which I think would have been better because I think it gives, it makes Muse more powerful. You know what I mean? Like, like this guy can really like hold his own against Daredevil and mess him up.
Kind of like how Bane beat Batman up.
Yeah, exactly. Except that was a shit movie.
Watch him out.
Whoa, watch him out. Watch him out.
Wait, what? I'm saying something wrong. Dark Knight Rises wasn't shit?
Yes, you are.
It wasn't shit, but it wasn't the greatest. But it wasn't shit.
Oh my god.
Better than Black Adam.
You guys are Nolan's.
No, we're not.
Yes. You know I'm gonna say writers. Nolan nutsack
like
writers.
Yes. The Batman awesome movie.
Oh,
I think it was a good movie for its time.
Oh my god.
Nzo hates puppies. Don't he pay
He does. Kittens and puppies and rainbows. Nzo's like
about some ethnic kids and everything.
Yep. One thing he like is weed. That's it.
He's Canadian. What do you expect?
I'm just
Same with the Star Wars. Same with the Star Wars kids show. The black kid was annoying. Yes, 100%. I agree.
Wow.
What were you gonna say, Warren?
Just thank God we didn't get any more Leroy. I'm okay with that.
Oh wow. Wait, Danny, did you even watch Skeleton Crew?
Nope.
I didn't either. Was it worth it?
Poor Neil. Neil just wanted to go home.
Anybody been on to answer the question? Was it worth it?
The only reason I would have watched Skeleton Crew if y'all say we're gonna do a round table, but we did.
I
wasn't fine.
There's no need to waste my brain cells.
It was fine. It was totally disconnected from Star Wars.
Yeah, totally.
It wasn't horrible. Like I thought it was going to be like absolute garbage. It wasn't horrible. I don't think it was great either, but it wasn't. It was like Acolytes. It was better than Acolytes, to be honest with you. I'm just saying. Yeah.
Yes.
Acolytes.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
I could not take Acolyte. And
Acolyte episode, whatever it was, when he did all that killing.
Shit.
Only one episode throughout that whole series.
That saved it.
One episode does not save it. One episode does not save a series. I'm sorry.
That, and what's the other show that puts me to sleep?
Which one?
The other Star Wars show.
Oh, you talking about all the talking stuff?
Andor.
Yeah.
Andor next season coming out.
Oh,
yeah.
I won't be watching
it was better than Acolyte. I agree with you. Yeah, I ain't watching Andor either. I'm not doing that. I'm not watching that. Sorry. So other than that, those are the only negatives I really have. Like this is an episode where you could really like enjoy. You know what I mean? Like this is a Daredevil episode, and I was pleasantly surprised. I hope we get more of it, right? And I don't know. I just hope we don't have to wait until season 2 before we start getting into the Punisher cop stuff. I think we should move into that now, maybe start investigating or something like that, because it seems like so far that's just a thread that's not going anywhere, right? Because now you have the anti-vigilante task force, and I believe they are the Punishers, but are they really? Because we already seen the Punisher crew already. So is there going to be 2 different kind of factions, right? Because isn't the Punisher crew cops anyways?
They'll just they have the same because I think all those cops that are already there are in the task force, so they'll just kind of merge them into one.
Okay, so you think the cops that are in the task force are part of the Punisher crew already?
I think they are in the Punisher crew. Yeah, they are the Punisher crew.
Okay, yeah. I got you.
Probably combine them at the same time.
Yeah, because all the Punisher crew cops have all the Punisher cops crew have a bad history. Like Fisk gathered. He's like, I picked them personally. He knows who's who.
So that could be why that other cop turns to the good side, is because he doesn't. Maybe he's not actually a part of the Punisher crew, right? And then they like enforce it in that group, and he's decided like this is not what I signed up for.
He has a family. I think that's what's going to change him.
Yeah,
I got you. All right, so we're gonna get into our grades for episode 5 and 6, and any predictions if you have any. Oh, so wait, first off, Chris is here. Chris, you didn't really talk about episode 6, so let's get your positive, your negatives, and overalls. You have the floor.
Positives. I love the way they used Muse. I love basically the floodgates opening for both Fisk and for Matt, because they wanted to, they both kind of let it all out this time. They're like, screw it, this is who I am, I want to do this. And I loved the cross edit between the two of them as they're beating the crap out of people.
Yeah, that was good. That
was good.
I love it. That was good cinematography. Now, what I didn't like, man, you have spent 6 episodes showing how good Matt Murdock's hearing is, and the guy slips away. It's like, wait a minute, he didn't even hear him move. I mean, that to me was like, what the hell is that about? That's my big negative there. I'll just leave it at that. And like I said, my overall, I love that episode. 6 was excellent. It's like it's definitely, if not the best, one of the best. I think I put it best so far.
Yeah.
Chris,
I like what?
It's like episode 1. He didn't notice Cherry was on the rooftop because he was too distracted and out of it to concentrate. He was too distracted to trying to save that girl's life, to pay attention to Muse disappearing.
Maybe I don't know. I don't like the way that it kind of just does it. I don't know. I'm not saying it doesn't make sense at all. It's just
that's how I took it out.
You know what? To be honest with you, I kind of agree with Chris, and I think someone else said it too. It's because when you hear him listening to things, right, you hear all kinds of background noises. Then he focuses in on what he's supposed to be hearing, right? So even if he's focusing on the girl, he still should be in the background, be able to hear what's going on with this guy getting up. Now, I'll agree that if his powers are to mess up Daredevil's sensors and that's why he was able to get away, fine. But they haven't established any powers he has yet.
But his senses are there more heightened than us because he has a greater range, but they're just like ours. If we focus on this conversation here, then we can't listen to the TV on the side. We can only focus in on one thing at a time. So Daredevil, he can focus on one thing. He has a more broader range. So he can listen to
that's how I always
your heart, their heart, but he can only focus in at one at a time. I don't think he gives him. He can split it in multiple ways. I can listen to Chris Hart, Brian Hart, my heart, Nzo Hart. I think whatever he's focusing on, he can hear at a greater distance, and maybe further away or more, whatever word you want to use for it. But I don't think he can. I think he can only do it one at a time, but at a greater distance than what we can.
Maybe. Then
I can agree with that, but the dude was right there. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but if
If I'm
you focus, like right now, I'm trying to watch my show and focus on this. I ain't doing it. That's why you be
Yes.
like, Danny, because I'm looking at the other show. So
Yes, I know
doing
this.
one thing.
Yes, I know this, but we're not superheroes, right? We're
Yeah,
regular people. He's a superhero. So what I'm saying is, even if I'm focused on a show, right? Because you're focused on the show, but you hear me when I say Danny, right? You hear me. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. So I could focus on the heartbeat, but I'll hear some kind of shuffling and like, what's that? You know what I mean? You may not know what the sound is, but you'll hear something. That's what I'm saying, especially if his
Yeah.
senses are
Only
heightened.
excuse I can come up with is maybe it kind of reminded him of Foggy a little bit, with his heart beating. Maybe that was
I'm
some of
kind
the play.
of there. That's kind of where I'm at. I could think, well, he was absolutely. The thing is he's listening to make sure she's not dead, and he's focusing on that. Maybe it's just still. I would have much rather seen the guy get up, try to run away, or slip out the side. Him look up, notice it's happening, but still be more concerned about her
The girl.
thinking,
Yeah.
I'll get back to him. That would have, to me, been a better way of portraying it. Like, because I would have understood that. He's worried about her. Let it happen. Let him go. He'll find him. And then we're going to find out also that this is probably going to be something that's going to keep him and Fisk on the same side for a little bit. Because they're both going to want to find this guy, but he's going to find out that if he finds out what the Punisher crew is after him, he's going to realize that they're going to go after him too, but that they're all going to be after the same person, this music guy. Anyways, that's my only real big negative of this whole episode is that you've taken so much time to point out that he even recognized the girl that was really close to him at the bank. Was a part of it because he heard them leave together and he heard how that, like, so you can pick up multiple different gates and people's walking and things like that. So I don't know. It's, if you can make up a reason why it makes sense, fine. That's fine. But those are my.
It kind of. I guess you can say, like you said, like you could always say he was too focused on the girl not to notice it. So you can say that. I just think for me, like, there should be something a little bit more there. But yeah, definitely this is crazy. But we ain't talking about that. But I can't believe that Blade has been canceled. That just
they're going forward with Midnight Suns. They're going forward with Midnight Suns, and they're going to Blade will be after it. They'll do then they'll do Blade after.
Yeah, he's not. The movie's been basically rumored to be canceled, but Ali is still slated to play the character Blade in the MCU.
Yeah, but still,
not in 2028.
That's what I'm just reading right now.
The fact that you can't get a Blade movie done, it just makes no sense to me.
All this time. This was all a part of the MCU phase. They're trying to forget that phase exists. Realize that, right? That they're really trying to not.
We are not doing that MCU.
What's wrong with this one?
We're not doing that MCU stuff over here. We're not doing that, Warren. But to me, like I know, Brian, you said he didn't like the script, whatever. But fuck, it's Blade, vampire killer. Vampires. You put any story around that.
I can answer this. How do you? The thing is, you're gonna do one of those things where the Blade movie's still up today. You can go watch those Blade movies and they're still good. You're trying to beat Wesley Snipes. Best of luck, bro. I don't think you can. You better hope that movie.
First off, yes, you can. Yes, you can, because you have better technology now. All right.
Oh, really?
Right there. Yes, of course we do.
No, what is the complaint we've all said here? The CGI is horrible. Yeah, it's 2025, but Iron Man still looks better.
Hold on. The CGI is horrible. No, I think that's his mic is always like that, Chris. But the CGI is only horrible because they don't put enough into it. You cannot tell me the CGI in Infinity War is bad. You cannot tell me the CGI in Endgame is bad. You can't do that. And if you compare just what they did in those movies to what Blade was, like, look at that last fight scene.
And
that blood,
if you
that
release,
that blood
if you
scene.
release,
Oh,
if you release Werewolf by Night as Phase 4, why wouldn't you want vampires in it too?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like it's a simple thing to do. Like, okay, saying will it be better than the original? Maybe not. Chances are, with the way they do movies now, that probably not. But can you do one? Yes. It's Blade. It's vampire killers. All we need to see
I
is
mean,
Blade going around killing vampires.
no,
They
did
want
you
to put his
hear
daughter. They
Mahershala
want to put his
Ali? You heard what
daughter
Mahershala
in.
Ali said. If it's
Yeah.
not better than the original, I'm not going to do it. I need the storyline to be good. The script
Yes.
has to be good. And he threw away the last script because, once again, they had him adopting a daughter and
Yes,
she
that's
taking over
the
the mantle. And he said, that's stupid as shit. Give me a freaking movie. So, like, and I actually agree with you, because if Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan could go make Sinners, which looks like be a pretty good vampire movie, then you could have made Blade. You could have made it. But
yeah.
I
the
understand
only
Mahershala
thing he,
Ali
the only,
saying, I'm
sorry,
not going to do this shit. I'm not going to
the
do
only
what you
thing
want
he,
me to do.
the only thing he agreed on was the voiceover at the end of Eternals to be Blade. That's the only thing he agreed to do so far. He's like, okay,
Right.
yeah,
Because
I'll
he
be
didn't
Blade.
like this, because he didn't like the script. So to
Yeah.
Brian's point, yeah, I get it. He wants a good script. How hard is it to write a good script for Blade? Right? You know what I mean? Like, let's just say
Obviously, very
let's
difficult
just
because
say
he didn't like the first one.
they did something like Sinners, something like that. You know what I mean? Just Blade killing vampires, right? You don't need, and I get it, because Mahershala Ali is a Oscar winner actor, blah 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 blah. You want to take advantage of that. You can do that, but you can still have this action-packed Blade movie that, if not better, could at least rival the Wesley Snipes one.
Can I add that we just saw Deadpool Wolverine, what was it, last year? And people are like, wow, Wesley Snipes is still like can still play. Like
He's too old.
There's only 10
okay,
years apart.
wait, hold
Yeah,
on.
but he looks too old.
Yeah, he looked like he lost about another 30 pounds.
Yeah, he looked too
Hold
old.
up, guys.
I don't
Hold
know.
up.
He should play. He should play Whistler. He should play Whistler.
I think I agree with the only thing, and I'll go really quick, JG. I agree with what Ryan Lindell said. I think he should get a send off, just like Hugh Jackman
Logan.
got with Old Man Logan, and that would transition on. I think he needs that send off.
So I can agree with that 100%, but it doesn't really have to be something that's completely connected to what they're trying to do now, right? That Blade movie was what they were connecting to the MCU, right? So I'm just saying, you could do a Blade movie. It's not that hard. It's because they want to do all of this daughter shit and all kinds of stupid shit in the script that you don't need to do. Just fucking make a Blade movie. But anyways, we went off to another round. I apologize on that. Let's get the grades, and then we can close it up if there's any predictions or anything. Danny, grades for episode 5 and 6, and if you have any predictions, go ahead.
Episode 5, I give it a B. Episode.
Your mic went out. Mic cut out. No, it's doing the tick thing.
Could be something else because I hear it.
Unplug your mic again.
I'll let Danny fix that and come back. Chris.
I was going to agree with his 5. B. I'm going to say at least. I'm going to say A for right now on 6.
Okay.
I like all the stuff going on in there. That you're like just the whole schmoozing part with Fisk. That was beautiful because you can just tell he's like, I hate every last one of you. And then for one of them to say, oh, I could, your residence could be blown up, and he says that's a threat. He says, oh no, it's more of a warning. And he's like, I'm tired of being the little guy again, or I'm tired of being somebody that's being told what to do by other people. So that pissed him off right there. Predictions, like I said, I think we're going to see that Fisk, the Punisher crew, or whatever they're going to end up calling him. Do they already call him the Punisher crew? Is that what they called them?
No, I don't think they used the name yet.
Yeah,
not yet.
Anyways, I think that they're all going to be going after Muse, and Daredevil Matt is going to go after him too. He wants to find him and stop him from doing this stuff. And I think we're gonna get one of those scenes like I think it was season 1 where it started out with Daredevil in the trash can because he got his ass handed to him. I think we're gonna get a scene like that where this Punisher crew is gonna catch him and start beating the crap out of him.
Interesting.
And like he gets away just barely. But I think right now you're gonna see they're all on. I could be wrong because the one cop's already said, me and my buddies were all around. He's already kind of been told that. So I don't know. We'll have to see. But I think that's my only real predictions.
I got you. Eli?
Episode 5, I give a B. Episode 6, I give an A. Prediction, I think that we're going to start off with Matt going back to Mass. Because she asked him, are you back? He's like, yeah, I'm back. And it's like, oh, wait, he's back? That means he's going to start going back to Mass again. He's going to start getting back to his Catholic roots again. He's going to start developing stuff again. I think it's going to start with Mass and end up a 35-minute episode of flashbacks.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you,
Yeah,
Danny.
we can hear you. I think this is going to be the flashback episode. That's going to be no consistency with continuation. It's going to be him and Mass and flashback. Then we get a continuation of the ending of it. But I think next week is going to be the filler episode.
I got you. Danny, you go ahead.
B for episode 5. Episode 6, I give it an A. I heard a theory that I'm kind of believing that maybe that Vanessa is really pulling the strings behind a lot of stuff that we're not seeing. And the theory is that, and I think it's a comic book story. I'm gonna go back and research it. That Vanessa is trying to set up the Kingpin to take him out, and she kind of helped Foggy get into kind of protective custody, and then kind of faked his death because she really wants to be, I guess, the Queenpin. So I can see that because I still think I think she's doing more than what we letting on now. I think she's pushing that guy to come to his office. We already seen she pushed that to make that sale. So I think she probably pushed him to try and steal that diamond out of the bank. So I think Vanessa is doing a lot of stuff behind the scene. I think that possibly either she's making a push to be the Queenpin, and Kingpin's either going to kill her, or in fact, like y'all said earlier, she's trying to push him back into being the Kingpin so she can be Miss Queenpin. But it's one of those two theories. But I like that first theory better.
I got you. Brian?
I give episode 5 a C+, and I give episode 6 an A. So no doubt. And I think what's going to happen is we're going to continue to see them go on their thing. I think Fist is going to become Kingpin again. He's going to kill all the competition. The guy that he gave the $2.8 million debt to, he said, hey, you're going to pay. He's going to kill him, and he's going to put everyone in line. He's going to kill him with his bare hands in front of everybody, and everyone's going to know what's going on, and the cops are going to make a problem for Daredevil, and to a point where he's going to have to call the defenders in, at least get Jessica Jones, or maybe they're going to be investigating the same thing. Jessica Jones is going to show up at the end of the season. So I think that's kind of the route they're going to go. I wouldn't be surprised if Vanessa through the entire season is still very positive and pushing them to be Kingpin, and then towards the end of the episode 9, we start seeing her. Maybe she has ulterior motives, and that's what we're going to get Foggy in the season 2, episode 1.
I like that. I like that.
Who did you say is going to? Who did you say is going to? They're going to kill in public.
The guy that he has a $2.8 million
that came to his office.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
gotcha.
He's
Okay.
going to kill
All
him.
right.
Like, if you don't disrespect me, he's becoming Kingpin again.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
agree.
Yeah,
What do you think about his assistant, that female?
I think she has something to do. She's going to be fired. That's it. I don't think he's going to kill her or anything. I think he's just going to fire her and let the Swordmaster kind of take over all this stuff.
Okay.
Yes, I see your comment there, Nerdman, and you spelled
Why is this
Ladyboys
guy
wrong.
here? Aren't you supposed to be? Where is he? Taiwan, Taipei, wherever he is. Stay over there.
Yeah.
What do you type in?
He spelled Ladyboys wrong. His Ladyboys are back in town. JG, go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with previous not Brian. I think episode 5 was a B. Because I gotta be different from him. Yeah, episode 5 was a B. Episode 6 to me, I'll give it an A. As far as predictions, I think we're gonna see Fisk kind of doing more of the balancing Kingpin and Mayor Fisk, since I think he climaxed in episode 6 and he loves it so much. I think he's going to carry that on. As far as his assistant, I think she will get fired. I think she's going to turn and try to help Daredevil some type of way, or help somebody, or help the police that's against Fisk some type of way, because she has too much information.
He's not going to be able to trust her.
Yeah,
So he's going to fire her.
What else?
One prediction too after JD finish.
Yeah,
Okay.
as far as Daredevil goes, I think next episode may open up with him visiting Angela in the hospital. Because since she is gonna be White Tiger, I think eventually he may be one to kind of train her and teach her the moves of becoming a vigilante, if you want to say so. Because technically she's the only one that she trusts outside of her.
Also, it's his fault.
It's his fault, so he has no choice. Well, he has a choice, but I mean, he goes after her because he's the one that basically told her, "Hey, go out and do it. I don't care."
I like
In
that.
so
I
many
think
words.
he is going to train.
So he's going to be her mentor.
I think he's
Yeah.
going to be her mentor.
I can see that.
Because she's going to do what she's going to do anyway. At least learn from me so you don't get yourself killed. You see what I mean? I think as far as the strike force and all that stuff, I think it will be teased up until the last episode. But I think that last episode of the season is going to be introducing maybe 1 or 2 defenders.
Mm.
So I think next season is gonna have to hit the ground rolling next season.
You think it'll be Luke Cage? Do you think it'll be Luke since he took over the club? And
I will rant for another hour if you say Mike Coulter.
Recast him. Danny, you had to say
Brian
something.
Grizzly.
It's
Luke
already
Cage,
happened. I'm telling you, Mike Coulter's already signed his contract.
He's dabbing cornbread, eating milk, drinking at a bar.
Wow.
I agree. I agree with JG 100%. Yeah, Danny, go ahead. You were gonna say something?
Oh, Daredevil girlfriend, she's dead.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I agree.
I'm happy you said that.
Oh, the psychiatrist.
Yeah, I agree. I think she's gonna.
And what if Matt finds out that she's the therapist to Fisk and Vanessa?
Yeah, but he ain't gonna be mad at that because she don't know he's Daredevil and she didn't know that. I don't think that's going. But I think Kingpin's gonna find out that he's dating her, or either she's gonna be a loose end because Vanessa
you know too much about me and
you
Vanessa.
know too much, yeah. So
or Vanessa's the one that pulls the trigger.
I don't know if Vanessa gonna kill her now, but I think if he definitely found out that she and Daredevil are seeing each other, oh yeah, she's dead. Just to get back at her.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that being a big
She's gonna be a
issue for
pawn.
him. Yeah, I agree. Anything else, JG?
No, that's it.
Eli.
I already went.
Yep.
Oh, Warren.
Episode 5, I'll give a C, just a solid C. Episode 6, I'll give it a solid A. Predictions, probably we'll get more. We'll probably see Frank and Daredevil start to talk about or get into that mode. Maybe a flashback finally, because I think we're due for a flashback. That's a Marvel thing in their shows. We're bound to get one, so I agree with Eli there. I had a thought, but I totally. Oh, Swordsman. I think he's more important than we're actually brushing over, because if you remember, Kate's mother was like a crime boss herself, and I think she's Madame Mask in the comics. So she could be playing. She could be more important than we're actually letting on.
She's in jail, remember?
So was Fisk, and he got out early.
Oh well, yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah.
Okay, never mind. Never mind.
So, yeah,
that's why Swordsmaster's free. I'm like, hello.
Yeah. So that's really all my predictions.
Talking to Danny, once Trump makes Canada part of America, can you please bust Nzo's high ass for me? He's a clear criminal, flaunting it on YouTube, blazing blunts.
I got nothing to do with that, bro.
Jealous? You got a weed?
Pretty much, and it's legal. I can blaze anytime, any place, anywhere I want to. It is legal all over Canada. Thank
When
you.
you become
Trudeau, for that.
51, he might restrict that.
Who might?
The president.
I told you I'm going to Africa.
Is it legal in Africa?
I don't care. Whatever happens over there. But,
could you imagine, Brian, if they do become 51 and the president say no more weed?
Oh my God.
Nzo, I'm gonna be hiding in your suitcase if no more weed.
All you have to do is go to Denver. You'll be all right. Just go to Denver. They're never going to allow it.
I would pay money to see that for a month.
It's okay. I mean,
dude,
it wasn't.
If Trump makes weed legal, if Trump makes weed illegal, it ain't happening, man. I helped write the legislation in California.
But it hasn't always been legal, and I still got it. So it's not like I won't be able to get it. I'll still get it. That's not a problem.
He's gonna have it on radar like he got these illegals, boy. I'm telling you, I'm not exaggerating. I have never seen this many deportation. I'm seeing now. It is crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, crazy ain't the word. It is. I'm like, if you stump your toe and
paperwork, right? Yeah, 100%.
If you speak Spanish, you are detained. If you have a odd-looking tattoo, you're detained.
If I knew it, I wouldn't speak it.
You know what?
Got more green than any.
I hope Trump gives a $10,000 reward for anybody who smokes weed.
Okay.
Oh, that's Snoop Dogg. He smoked weed on the roof of the White House.
I don't.
Sorry, that was Willie Nelson. Willie Nelson. Sorry.
A number and everything. I'm making sure I get that 10,000 from Monzo.
So you know why? Because JG is a mooch.
We don't snitch on this is not part of our community. We don't do those types of snitching.
American pride right here, Brian. This is American United States pride right here.
I will have to kick you out of the barbecue. You will be. I will come to your house, knock on the door, and ask for your black card back, and right in front of you, I'll tear it up and say, you're no longer allowed in the cookout.
Did you watch OOC Wednesday? Because man, they had on JG had like Brian Nzo uses shark semen as baby oil or something.
Oh man!
I don't know what your war is, but it's quite entertaining.
Look, Danny, I came in trying to be civil. He was coming in from his supervisors when we do our live streams, trying to interrupt us with his mess. I keep telling you, we're trying to put violence in my way. I'm the boogeyman. I'm coming at you.
I'm just saying, but the war is entertaining. That's all I'm going to say. The war.
We got 5 different people on the planet. I didn't say nothing about JG in this episode. Nothing.
Look,
he came on, and
before I came on, he changed it right when I came on. Because it said I give more head than super head or something like that.
Yes, I did. But because I seen that yours says in hell, I said, all right, I'm gonna be positive today. So
I was gonna write more until I saw that, and I'm like, I can't change it right now. I'm in Hell's Kitchen ready to feast. Then I saw that crap. I was like, oh hell, really?
So I was, and I seen that you weren't coming with no drama, so I changed mine to make it like
it's on Wednesday. It is on Wednesday night.
Look, it says being nice to JG today. You know what I mean? Like.
Wow. That is so sarcastic. I know that.
I gotta run.
America, no problem, Chris. Shout out your channel, Chris, because we could close it up anyway. Shout out your channel.
Yeah, Real Review 3000 Chaos Central, sometimes over there and here on Big Ford Entertainment and on Danny's channel, The Road to Wisdom. And you can catch me every Tuesday right now on my channel with Unmasking the Masked Singer. I give you who I think's behind the masks, and I talk about all that good stuff. If you like that show, it's really fun. And I like to talk about it. So come by, check that out, and just let me know what you think. Thank you very much. I'll talk to you guys later. And
what nights that come on, Chris?
Appreciate it.
Wednesday. The show's on Wednesday. Sometimes I do it on Tuesday. Sometimes I do it on Wednesday. It just depends. But it's on Wednesday nights.
All right.
Got you.
Yep.
Peace out,
all
Chris.
right, guys.
And
take it
Dandelion couldn't have said it better. Y'all folks in the US have way fewer freedoms than we have here in Canada. You can stuff your 51 state nonsense where the sun don't shine.
Ooh, that hurt my feelings.
Have Canada? Wait. Have Canada? That's what you're talking about?
Lord. Wow.
Yes.
Where the
More
sun
freedom.
don't shine, half of Canada, because I mean there's 60 days a night.
Oh, so not
At
you
one time I
talking.
agree with Nerdman. At one time I agree with Nerdman.
I
Push
literally
Nerdman.
I want us to be together, guys. Come on, let's do this.
You guys
know what I
realize
mean?
that Alaska is north of Canada? You guys realize that? Come on, we're still up there.
Yeah. Trump is getting those freeloading Canadian immigrants out of there, building a wall, nonstop Canadians and the hippie weed smoking ways. Well,
Peace, dude.
he ain't too fond of you UK motherfuckers either. You know what I'm saying? He don't like you guys either. So you guys are gonna be in the same boat, and except your country has kangaroos and all kinds of shit running around there in the streets. You know what I mean? You live in a fucking forest in the city.
Time a
So I don't
kangaroo
want to
down,
hear it.
sport.
You got
Time a kangaroo down.
snakes coming
kangaroo
up in
down,
your
sport.
toilet and shit.
Are you
All
talking
right?
about
Time a kangaroo down.
You talking about Australia or London? What are you talking about?
Both places. The
This
same
guy
thing
from
to me.
Australia? You think there's another guy?
Same thing to me. Same thing. And if y'all cross the border bringing that nonsense, I'll stuff it where the sun don't shine for you. Facts.
You know
Danny,
what, Dandelion? I will call your bluff.
I also will call your bluff. I will see that.
hey, hold on. We will not be saying anything bad about anybody in the chat, all right? Especially a fellow Canadian. That is not happening here tonight. Danny, you want to test my power tonight too? See, Danny's smart. Danny knew it. Danny didn't
This
say
man is
nothing.
more Trump and Trump.
I don't even want to do this. I don't even want to do this. You know how much this hurts me doing this right now?
Hang on, you gotta hold it upside down, dude. Put it upside down.
Just so Dandelion knows, when we do our tournaments, we need another person. You are the first name that comes in my mouth. What about Dandelion?
Yeah, that should be.
Yeah, exactly. See what I mean? See, he just agreed to it. So yes, Dandelion, you're my friend. This guy above me.
Kiss that, motherfucker.
Wow.
All right.
Oi.
Kiss that, JG. Power. Power. Danny, tell us
He's got that Toronto hat on. And you know I was going to get on if you wore New York hat again.
Oh, you done though. Representing Canada, baby. Raptors. Big up. Danny, where are people find
Oh, that was so lame.
You can find me on the Road to Wisdom. I'm about to upload my do my video and upload it as soon as I get done here. Mondays and Fridays at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Of course, on Strong's Live at 7 on Sundays, and the Hangout Wednesdays at 8.
That's not true. We just don't know if you're free or not. Yeah, we haven't done one too in a minute. You know what I mean? That's because, I was still waiting for a list from somebody and I never really got that list yet. So I wasn't pushing it.
And guess what? I ain't made that list yet. and another reason why you might be able to get invited, because half the time you give it to the chat. I haven't watched it. What a chat. Okay, you watch movies. Might get invited.
Wow.
Eli, where can they find you, sir?
You can find me on X, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, various YouTube channels. And hopefully, I can't next week. Sorry. I was going to tell you guys about the Saturn opposition. If you guys looking at Saturn and you don't see any rings, don't worry. They'll be back in a couple months.
Okay. JG.
Don't smoke
I was waiting
weed.
for that pause. No, the Saturn's orbit, the Saturn's orbit has that position where the rings are straight or head on to Earth's view. So if you're looking for a ring planet, you're like, wait, this is not Saturn. Yes, it is. Just because you do not see rings, you're looking at Saturn. I just want to make sure, okay? You did not discover new planets. I saw that posting last night. I'm like, oh my gosh, pure idiots.
I swear he's gonna have another pause. Anyways, JG, let's go.
JG shout.
Oh, actually,
JG.
I forgot. No, I forgot. My bad. You see, this is why JG talks a shit. I completely forgot about the outro.
I was quiet for like 3 minutes.
It's like messing up my brain and shit. Brian, tell the people where they can find you, sir.
Hey, I'm 1/3 of Spoiler Kings. We go live on Mondays and Thursdays, and Saturday nights we do individual episode breakdowns, and then you can see me on Tuesday with Nzo doing our From Theory breakdowns. I'm starting to pull them over to some other stuff too, man. Some good TV shows that were coming out. So
don't let him
slowly
fool
but
you.
surely,
Don't let him fool you.
pull them on in.
Don't let him fool you. What I do?
He said he's starting to pull you in. Yeah, he said, yeah, I'll watch it, and then don't watch it.
Oh,
we both are guilty of that. So don't act like you're not.
Okay,
you finished the entire 3 seasons in like 3 days. So
I did. 100%.
Okay, watch Penguin.
No, I'm not doing that.
Okay. Just like you asked me to watch. What's that thing?
From?
No, not From. That's one. But what's the other thing?
WandaVision?
No, not that one.
Paradise?
Severance?
No, I want Paradise. No, the one with
Bucky?
Interview? No, you like
with the superheroes.
The Boys?
No,
The Boys.
Invincible?
Regina King was in it.
Oh, The Watchmen.
The Watchmen.
Oh.
I ain't watching that mess.
Good for me, like towards the end of it.
You see, here's the thing.
I didn't like the show. I like the movie better.
Here's the thing, Danny.
Yeah,
I didn't get called the worst YouTube take. I didn't. It was called
and here's the thing: those ones that call me that, I don't care what they think. They live in the echo chamber. We all know it.
I'm just saying. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying. I'm gonna film. I'm gonna put a camera in my bedroom tonight so you can see.
Whoa!
Listen. Let me finish.
QJG.
Let up. Shut up. Just so you can see how disturbed I am, how much sleep I'm losing because they call me.
Daniel said, I get it. It doesn't always make sense for me to join. I don't always have a strong preference either. Yeah, but if we do a list where you've seen the movies, then yeah, that's not a problem. You know what I mean? Absolutely, 100%. Later, guys. Thanks for the entertainment. I don't even know why you came, nerd man. Like, really and truly, you know what I mean? So if you enjoyed it, I appreciate it. I'm just not sure why you showed up. Warren, where can they find you, sir?
Oh my God. I could have said it better, Nzo.
You can find me on here whenever I'm invited.
There's another one too.
If you're invited.
God.
Yeah, but Donnie, if you had a choice, Warren or Nerdman, who you picking?
Oh God, give me Warren.
I second that.
I agree, man.
I'll check Warren twice on Sunday, buddy.
I definitely agree with that. And I am Bigger Ford Entertainment. Thank you guys for popping in. This was a fun show. Pure jokes towards the end. You know what we do. Tuesday, we'll be doing the From stuff. Wednesday, OOC. And one of these days we'll be having a tournament. I don't know when, but sooner or later we will, depending on how it feels. You know, it's Friday. Weather's nice enough.
It was Jason. No, what movie did I suggest?
John Travolta.
Okay, I have it to you before Friday.
All righty. And then if I feel up to it, we'll have one on Friday. Not a big issue. But
let me know so I can write the song.
I already wrote the song.
Oh, remember you did?
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's right.
Yeah,
Sorry.
we already got the song ready. You just have.
That's right. Duh.
Thank you for reminding me, JG.
Yep.
Eli, if JG were to write the lyrics for this Daredevil one for the next episode, would you be able to use the same beat?
I didn't hear this beat.
Huh?
Yes, I would. I have that. I have the audio separate. Yes.
Okay. Well, motherfucker, it's on YouTube. You could always go back and play one of my videos and hear the beat again. You know that, right? If we have this,
and you can hear it right now.
Plus, you can hear
Wednesday, everybody tune in Wednesday night. Everybody tune in.
Also, I don't think there's any music in hell, so I don't know.
I don't think so either, Danny.
Hell falls on so everywhere. That's why I'm in it.
I can't wait to Wednesday. I'm gonna bring the popcorn. I ain't gonna say nothing the whole show. I'm just gonna bring the popcorn.
I tried to watch The Boys' first couple seasons, but I didn't find it entertaining. Really?
See there? Look at that. I'm out of that one. I avoid watching John Travolta movies. See? I rest my case.
Hey, John Travolta has some good movies, though. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
Except Battlefield Earth.
Ooh, that's a bad movie.
You know
Yeah.
what? I'm gonna vote for Battlefield Earth to win the
book
tournament.
was
Let's
better.
do
Oh,
it.
no.
Should
No,
change to the
Cyclones
worst
were
John Travolta
dumb.
movie. It definitely win.
Worst interpretation of a Cyclone ever. Come on.
And Dan, you said there was like 60 of them, eh?
60.
63 movies I looked up.
Yeah, Broken
Those
Arrow,
those
Face Off.
cameos included too.
Huh?
Are the cameos included too? Because he did a lot of cameo stuff too.
I remember seeing like
least-
Face Off, Staying Alive, Saturday Night Fever. What's
Grease.
the one where Grease, and the one where
Urban
he was
Cowboy.
Like, he was real smart.
Urban Cowboy
Oh
was real
shit!
good.
I remember that. Damn, I forgot about that.
Phenomenon.
Yeah,
Phenomenal.
Oh, Michael.
Mhm.
What was the
Yeah.
one where he was holding
You
kids hostage in a museum or something?
You
What was
didn't like
that one?
Phenomenon
What's that?
also?
No, knowing. That's the one I like from him. Knowing.
Well, I thought it was Nicolas
love-
Cage.
Yeah, one like from Paris.
Oh yeah, that's
Love or something
Nicolas
like that.
Cage. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
thinking
What was the one with him and Dustin Hoffman wearing it? That was a good one. Can't think of the name of it.
Hey,
Which
nothing's
one?
better than Face Off. Let's go.
Face Off was fire.
What's one with Paris?
Oh,
from
love
Paris.
from Paris.
The
Yeah.
Paris from Love.
That was okay. But yeah, so we
Disturbance, Swordfish. Let's go. I got you guys.
Ooh,
Alright,
Nips.
So you be there, Brian? Because I know Brian's like, yeah, I said the tournament, and then I said the tournament he never comes.
Depends. I'm actually going to be on vacation with my kids. Going to the Smoky Mountains this week.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
By the way, dude, when you said swordfish, John Travolta does not automatically pop on my mind. Those Nips do.
Yeah, hey, it should be.
Hey,
Yeah,
I was
okay.
on TV last week, and I saw Catwoman. I stopped and watched it.
Oh, my
Ow.
God.
Oh.
Did you watch the whole movie, Danny?
I watched the part where she pranced on the roof, like what I like.
Okay. So, did you have to watch until you got to that part,
I
or
had to
did
watch.
you
I
just
had to get that part.
Mhm.
I watched. I had to get that part. It's about 30 minutes.
You had, oh God.
Then
You
I
are
It's
said,
called fast forward,
I
man.
said, not when it's on TV. Duh.
You don't have
are a
TiVo?
trooper, bro.
No.
You are a trooper because that comes on, I click off. I'm done. I don't give a. I'd rather watch
Yeah.
Swordfish, where you can at least see her boobies, than
Yep.
to watch her
Wow.
prance around in
No, I like that.
stupid movie.
Damn. What's that movie she did? With what's the name?
Billy
I want to make you
Bob
feel
Thornton.
good. Want you make me feel good?
No,
I
I
wanna make-
can't.
Oh, I love it. Oh yes.
Me too. I can't stand it either, Brian.
I want to watch for that
No,
part.
yeah,
After that, I turn it off. I don't care after that.
I think first off, her acting in that part is absolutely, it's the worst acting she has ever done. Make me feel good.
I don't care nothing about the
Make me
acting.
feel good. Watch me
Ain't nobody
feel
care
good.
about no acting.
Well, tell me a Holly Berry movie when she was an exceptional actress.
Nobody cares about her acting.
Oh, every time she's either a
Yeah.
crackhead or a bad mother. That's all she is.
X-Men
Losing
Last
Isaiah.
Stand.
I
X-Men.
care
So
about-
losing Isaiah is
Crackhead.
one.
That was the worst
Losing
storm
Isaiah.
ever.
Losing
Facts.
Isaiah, she was a crackhead and a bad mother, all in one. There you go.
Both.
She was good in X-Men. Come on.
About 2
Storm.
minutes, she was outstanding.
She was the worst. Eli, don't get me started, man.
She was standing in what, Danny?
So for 2 minutes in that movie, she was outstanding.
Well, she was good in Queen too. I
That's
got
all
to give her
I got to
that one.
Man.
Okay, I'll give you this. She did one was on Netflix recently where she was
Dorothy Dandridge.
an MI no an
Dorothy
MMA
Dandridge was a
fighter.
good one too. Oh, who?
Where she was an MMA fighter.
Who?
An
Holly
MMA
Berry.
fighter.
Holly Berry.
Yeah.
Oh hell no! I'm not.
Yeah,
watching
Halle
that.
Berry, really?
I'm not
Yeah,
watching
yeah,
that.
she did one on Netflix. That it was good. It was
Sometimes they
good.
step up, man, because like Jennifer
It was
Lopez
good.
ain't all that
The,
fantastic. But that
the
movie,
bruised one? Is it bruised?
I think it's bruised. Yeah,
that movie where
Okay,
she
I
was in
saw
that
it.
robot,
yeah,
man, she did pretty good.
yeah. I like that one too.
I
you
did
never
like the
see-
J Lo one with she was like an assassin or something like that. She gave her daughter up for adoption.
know
Or
you're talking
somebody
about.
yeah, that one. Yeah, that was a good one.
She did 3 good movies. Enough, the one when
Mhm.
she was an assassin, and when she was with that robot. Those
I
are
hadn't
the
seen
best
that one. Okay, I gotta
the
check
best
that out.
3 acting movies.
No,
You-
no. First off, her best one is was it Strictly Business? She was in that one. She was in
Oh,
the
when she
program.
when she the
uh,
dancer, when she the dancer. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
she,
introducing Dorothy Dandridge are her 3 best acting
I forgot she was in a program.
movies.
I forgot she was in that movie.
You never seen Bruised, Brian, the Halle Berry one?
No, I haven't. I actually just clicked on it to see if I could check this out.
Yeah, check it
her
out, guys.
and MMA, I just don't see that happen. But I'm checking it out.
She did good. She did
I'm
good.
telling you,
in
I'm
that
watching.
movie. I was impressed with that one. I was like, okay. And it's one of those ones where you click on it like, I ain't watching this crap, and then you watch it, and it's like, oh, this isn't bad. So yeah, it was definitely good.
Oh no, I've been in them K dramas lately. They pretty fire.
What kind of dramas?
K dramas. I don't care. Judge me if you want to. They kind of fire, bro.
I didn't hear you say. What kind of dramas?
K
dramas.
Yeah,
what's a K drama?
Korean dramas.
Oh.
Yeah,
they kind of fire, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
I can tell you what, Triple R was fire. I don't
Peace
care
out. I never finished that movie. I gotta finish it. I never finished it.
Whatever that cop was made out of, I need some of that stuff.
Triple R, yeah, I never
Triple
finished
R.
it.
Woo.
But with that being said, guys, we are closing it up. Thank you, everybody, for popping in. Once again, we will be on all week, and then we'll be back next week for another episode of this show. So with that being said, peace, love, and hair grease, and we will see you on the next one. Peace. And JG, listen to the intro.
Inevitable.
I can't believe I did this. JG, take us home, please. My bad.
I'm about to say, where's that gonna be worse? JG Shaolin Terrific, the undisputed final boss of the 36 Chambers of Shaolin. Thank y'all for tuning in live for this Daredevil Roundtable. Catch me live Wednesday nights on the OOC with the host Nzo, aka the Abbott, the Osiris of the Shit, Split King, the Professor of Ganja, and the fake ass Canadian, alongside a co-host Roberto, aka Mr. 100, aka No Trouble Did Everything Gonna Be Irish. No woman, no cry. Fake ass Canadian. And catch me Tuesday nights with my homie Super Wives. We do our Daredevil watch parties. They are fun, real fun. In my Donald Trump voice, we have millions and millions and millions of people watching, which is a lot, but okay, it is what it is. And catch out the man himself, Brian the Grizzly, 1/3 of the Spoiler Kings, the Titans himself. Hey, cast for Yasuke, he would be perfect for it. Got the right size, build, look at the brakes. Hey, cast for Yasuke. Hey, I'm being real. You can do it. I can see it. And they're amazing. They're outstanding. They're charismatic. Always man of the hour. One of the finest police officers to ever grace these United States. The man with all the fashion sense that could turn any pauper into a prince. Check him out. He's doing great things over there. Always delivering that good message. Look at the hater right there. Simplify himself. Dr. Saints the illest because he suffers from that realness. If you smell what daddy's cooking.
And with that being said, guys, we are out. Lady. Thank you for coming in. And I'll just click him out real quick before we close it up. But we will be back next week. Peace, love, and hair grease. And we'll see you on the next one.
Listen to the beat, JG.
Inevitable.
JG mooches off his us as much as he mooches weed off his friends.
Daredevil born and dead, talking deep with the flicks. Round table session, breaking count with precision. Murdoch's back in action, got the tunnel vision. Yo, red suit on, but he ain't no saint. Throwing hands in the dark, no need for restraint. Wilson scheming, got his eyes on the block. Lance on the rooftops, hear the heartbeat knock. Yo, Otto calling shots, there is going insane. Who's the real villain, who's playing the game? Foggy and Karen, will they stay in the ride? Or will they get lost in the devil's dark side? Blind justice, fists like thunder. Hell's Kitchen rise, watch the city go under. Born again, yeah, we breaking it down. Kingpin lurking, who's taking the crown? Round table deep dive, theories unfold. Nzo with the squad, got the take on gold. Netflix stays calm, but the legend remains. Born again heat, yeah, remember the name.